Sure, we're going live without the theme. So people
Oops.
are seeing us. We haven't done this show for so long, I forgot what I was doing. But people are just seeing how we are before the show. I'm all pumped, and Incher's shooting up or something over there. But
No.
but here we are. We're gonna play the theme, and we'll be live here in 1 second. We are live, but we'll be back here after the theme to In Your Head. Yeah.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall.
He likes a fine line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. Hate me if you can survive if I let you. I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop my macho man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, you can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is how it works with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Inchman and Barbie, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the man from Australia to Japan. Shake down the road, old kid, back up to Mississippi.
We are bigger, we are faster, and we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
And we are live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting. Battling Jackie Jones along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse, and the second greatest pinball player here on the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. I'm the king of all the marks, the boss baby, the man who tells you what to do. And I was forged in combat.
Boom.
Forged in combat.
Boom. Yeah. My forearms are kind of sore today. I was playing so much pinball yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, the pinball, they were talking to me. They're like, we love you more than the Inchman. I was like, whoa.
That's impossible. Impossible.
Not a good time, though. Went to Free Play Barcade in Providence, Rhode Island. Anyone in the area, I recommend it. $7 cover charge. Open from 5 p.m. to 1 in the night. And you can play all the games you want all day long, all the classic arcades, pinball, classic pinball and new pinball, air hockey, multiple air hockey, which I'm also a fan of. Lots of cool stuff. And then they got a bar and pizza.
Mm-hmm. You like screaming.
What?
You like screaming things while you're playing air hockey.
Well, yeah, I mean, in interest fantasies, I start yelling stuff. So
no, it happened to everybody.
There's even a four-way air hockey. So it's a square hockey, a square air hockey for 4 players. So you can like go nuts and hit it in everyone's thing. But I've never been there with I've only ever been there, me and Troy, so my brother. So never had a chance to play the 4-player air hockey. It does look pretty cool.
You'll have to bring me, Troy, Jason, and
We'll have a
Jackie
freaking
Jones.
tournament.
We'll
Yeah.
have a tournament. See who can win at the air hockey.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun. Played some Godzilla, James Bond. I really sucked at the James Bond. He seems hard. Foo Fighters, Jaws, the new Jaws. First time playing the
Mhm.
Jaws. That was really fun.
Yeah,
Elvira.
Jaws is good.
Black Knight actually was a really fun one that's not like, like a movie or anything.
It's not licensed.
Yeah, but it was really fun though. I liked it.
There's several Black Knights.
Black
There's-
Knight Sword of Rage, I believe it was called.
Yeah, that's the new one. So
That was really fun.
there's two other Black Knights. There's the original Black Knight, and then there's Black Knight 2000. So,
Yeah, I think it was mostly new ones there actually this time because they didn't have a couple of they had a couple really old ones there last time we were there, and I don't think they were there. The older one was the Monster Bash Universal Monster. It's not super old, but I don't think they had any like real old ones. Maybe just one that's Junkyard. Is that an old one?
yeah, it's older. It's not real old though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like up to modern day, I guess. But
Yeah, last time I think maybe it was all ones where you could scan. Now I think, but I'm not sure. But the yeah, they didn't have any real old ones. Last time we were there, they had a couple like real old ones. But they also have a new store in Worcester. So I think they kind of move them around now, which is kind of cool.
probably, yeah.
But
Yeah,
tons
Monster
of
Bash
really
has
old
been
ones.
Monster Bash has been remade, so that could be a remade one or it
Could
could
be.
be original one. If it had a
So-
bigger display on it that was colorized and everything,
Well, it
it's
was
probably
color, yeah. But yeah,
it
and
may
you get
be a
the,
remade one.
the Frankenstein gets up and
Mhm.
starts walking around. Dracula's moving
Mhm.
around. The brides are with their head popping up. We got the mummy to
Yeah.
come out. You can see the creature under the water kind of coming up, which is cool.
Your buddy says he has that machine.
Who's my buddy? The world
Oh.
is my buddy.
The buddy who bought the cowboy some dinner, and you happen to be with him.
Oh, Chi-Town Matt.
Mm-hmm. He says he has that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happens? We never got the wolf. Does the Wolfman actually come out, or because we got to like the 3/4 moon, but we never got the full moon? We did get the full moon, but I don't think then we did whatever we were supposed to do after that.
Yeah, I don't think a figure actually comes out. I think it just gives you the award and adds him to the it lights up his light that you got to him.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
don't
and
think he actually comes out.
Okay. Yeah, you see him he's like on the background there, but you don't actually. I don't
Mhm.
see a figure anywhere unless he popped out somewhere. And the awesome, there was something about the Phantom, but I don't think he's actually there either.
No. But yeah,
It's
the
fun.
Dracula's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good game. Boy, Jaws, Jaws is really good.
Yeah,
And
that's the new one.
Yeah, it's hard to hit the fin because it only comes out for like about 8 seconds.
I hit it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
No
I hit
problem.
it 27 times, but I mean, for a normal human being, but it's not out there very long. Did Jack play the WWF Royal? Is that the old one? Because if it's I used to play they used
That's
to
a
have
badass.
one at my seafood restaurant that I used to really
Mhm.
like. That they closed. It was a local like it was like very historic. It had an old tugboat in the parking lot, and they tore it down to build a CVS and a Dunkin' Donuts because we don't have enough of those. Let's tear down this family-owned historic restaurant.
Yeah, that's the old one made by Daddy East. It's pretty neat. I played one once, but it was messed up. So
Oh, okay.
I think it was
Well-
shooting out the ball before when it wasn't
Oh.
supposed to be shooting.
Oh, I
it out
see.
or something.
Because I forget which one I was playing. I sent you the video, and the ball bounced. The ball got stuck on a couple of them, but either you could hit them out. A couple times we were doing that, and it would say danger, like you're about to tilt, and then the machine would all go crazy and it bounced up. But this one ball, it popped on top of stuff, and it could not move at all, and nothing.
Yeah.
And it would, and then eventually it just said ball is lost. And then like you didn't even shoot out another ball for you, just went to my turn. I was like,
You
nice.
broke it. You guys broke it. Congratulations.
But we found the Sopranos because it was the first
No.
R-rated pinball, I believe, because they
Oh.
have like language in it. They say the F-bomb in it. But it was at this little pizza place, and it was like the lights were all broken, so you couldn't see like the board very well, and like the audio had no audio. So we want to find like an actual working one someday.
Yeah, I've played it a few times. I think there's one in town at a bar that's down by the stadium. So, but at least there was. They may have switched it out. I'm not sure.
Some really old boys. Some of those old video games I used to play, and I just haven't played them in literally decades. And I play them now. I was like, damn, these seem a lot harder or something. Like a Paperboy. I was like, I don't remember Paperboy being a very difficult game, but I just kept crashing. I was like, fuck Paperboy, let's go play some pinball. What the hell's Intra doing? Intra's sexting during the show. Oh man, he's playing with his nuts. What the hell is he doing? Whoa. Is he ordering a pizza? Making a drug deal? Talking to Bearded Intra maybe? About Intra news?
No, it wasn't anything like that. It was top secret stuff. Top secret stuff.
Emergency call. I'm a professional. I keep my phone silent during the show.
Yeah. I gotta let the cats in later on. That's what it is. That's what that call was about.
Well, on serious note, Intra, I know you think I hate your guts and I'd spit on like spit in your face if I see it, but I missed talking to you on the show here for a while.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
I was out of town one week and then I got the COVID and
well,
now
I'm
I'm back.
feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So,
good. That's good. Forged in combat, not forged in COVID.
I know. That would be a good spin-off shirt. Forged in COVID.
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
We're not supposed to say that, are we? I don't think we're supposed to. Are we not supposed to say it?
They never say it. I don't know. I think it's fine to say, but are there? I wonder. I guess there had to be. I wonder how many COVID babies there will. Did a lot of people have babies during COVID? They're locked in.
There has to been. There has to been a lot of like.
It's going to be like the new baby boomer generation, the COVID, your pandemic baby.
Your COVID baby.
Yeah. Shut-in baby, lockdown baby.
Yeah. Jackie Jones. So many things are out there getting people in trouble. And apparently you can get in trouble for liking a movie now or something. I don't understand.
Well, not exactly, but
I don't get this one. But I guess Kevin Kelly, he got mad at Ian Riccaboni for saying that he enjoys the movie or supports the movie.
Sounds
of Freedom.
I know. Yeah, I know Kevin Kelly on social media, and there is more to it than that.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking there had to be more to the story.
Yeah. The movie. I have no problem anyone liking the movie, disliking the movie. I've never seen the movie. I've been attacked by people. I remember when that movie was coming out, and I didn't before like anyone knew anything about it. And I had a couple people message me like, "You got to go see this." And then I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And they told me what it was about. And I was like, "Oh, I go see just about everything that I see." And then they started attacking me like that I was like a pedophile if I don't go see it. And I was like, what the fuck? So I've seen that, and I've seen people, anyone who goes to see it, that they're like a QAnon person who follows like Alex Jones, and it's like the people who made the movie, I think they're questionable if you look into them. But the idea of liking the movie or not liking the movie or going to see it or not going to see it, I mean, that's and the problem with all of this to me is obviously child trafficking sex trafficking is a real thing. And it's kind of shitty that it kind of boils down to like, if you like this, because if you like this movie or you go see it, you're actually not, stopping child trafficking. and to be like you're an idiot if you support this movie. It can be it'd be like, well, there's nothing wrong with liking a movie. It's so anyway. Instead of like talking about like an actual thing, it gets all mumble jumbled about like if being like political views over this movie. But that aside, that I've seen so much about that movie both ways. But the for last year, and I've been involved. I've not even seen it, but people have attacked me over. But the I've seen Kevin Kelly in line, and he does talk about some questionable things. I'll say that.
Okay. And in support of Ian Riccaboni, I'm going to back my boy up, and I'm going to say Discord is confusing as hell. It's not a very user-friendly thing. You log into it, and it's like stuff isn't laid out like where you think it should be, and like you got to figure it all out. It's unlike any other program that you're used to using. So, in his defense, I could understand why he didn't quite understand Discord. Although he probably should have understood it before he got on it and start.
Yeah,
because I guess he didn't know that this was going out publicly, like what he was saying.
Yeah, and I've only and then I guess Kevin Kelly just really went crazy about it. But I didn't know anything about Discord until I was on the doing festivals with my movie, and some of the virtual festivals would have their own Discord. So there's like movie festivals and basically a message board.
Yeah.
It's like a message board combined with a chat room and like live, you know what I mean? So you can see things live. It's basically just a hybrid between the old style message boards and a chat room.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mixture of both. And then it's like, because when I first started using it, I was like, what the hell? And like, I guess anybody can, it's like anybody can have their own message board, and you got to join their message board. And then once you post on their thing, then everybody who's a member can see it. And it's like, it's not instant messenger, like where you're private and you're just talking between each other.
Yeah, it's like the old. It's very similar. I've actually thought about because we have a lot of like Golgo 13 doesn't do social media. Dave Deadman doesn't do Facebook. I've thought about making a Headyverse Discord, because it does seem like a popular thing now, and it does kind of feel like more of our old message board. And then I think, do I want a platform like our old message board? I'm not sure, but if people would be into it, and it and you know, I don't know, if people want that, let me know, and I'll either make one, or someone who's really into that kind of thing, they can make the in your head one. I don't really know a lot about it. I know what it is, but I'm not really like proficient on it.
Yeah, I have a Discord, but I never like plug it or anything. Or I do use Discord every now and then, but when I go to use it,
I'm on a couple Discord I have I don't know. I don't have my own Discord where people can join. I guess maybe you do once you make one. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So I have it's either Nasty Neil or Without Your Head. It was for the festival. So, I mean, that exists. But if people would want an In Your Head one specifically, so it would be away from all the other platforms, let us know, and we'll put that together.
But yeah, it was such a strange story to like hear that Kevin Kelly was let go just because of Ian Riccaboni said he liked a movie. And then it was like,
yeah, it's a little more than that.
I understand there's more to it, but I don't really look into this stuff that much. But
and he wasn't a particularly good fit on the show. So
I thought he was. I said it since he started. I thought he was kind of lackluster, and he wasn't doing. I thought Ian Riccaboni was better in the spot. Honestly, I thought he nailed it. He knocked it out of the park, and they just keep him on Ring of Honor right now. And I guess they don't want to put him on that show because I guess that would really set Kevin Kelly off. But So they got Tony Schiavone doing the Collision show now. Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness.
Mhm.
And I thought Kevin did work better with Nigel.
Yeah, well, I think Nigel's the real diamond
Mhm.
in the commentary in AEW. Like I'm a big Tony Schiavone fan, but obviously, like if you know Tony, you're gonna like him, I think. But I think Nigel to me is like, oh, this is like our generation. He could be like our generation, Heenan, Ventura,
Yeah.
like the color guy
Mhm.
that's the old wrestler,
I
very
thought that
funny,
too.
a lot of charisma. I
Mhm.
think he's the real kind of hidden gem of all the maybe in all of wrestling.
I think if they put Riccaboni with him, though, I think he would
Yeah,
work
that's a
better
money.
with Nigel than what Tony does. But Tony's all right. I mean, but
Tony's fun to listen to. And
mhm.
I think a lot of it, some of it's nostalgia, but you can also see he's genuinely happy to be there, so that all works. But Nigel's like, I think I don't like having the same commentary team on the different shows. I like for all the shows to feel different, so I don't really like having Tony on both Dynamite and
Yeah.
Collision. And I thought Collision was at its best when it actually felt like a different show. When it had, I don't think like a hard brand split where there's rules or something. But when you turn into Collision, like you knew you would see this group of people, I thought that gave it a better feel because it felt like I'm watching a different. Dynamite's one show, Collision's another show. They're all under AEW, but
Yeah.
you get a certain group of guys on Dynamite and they're a certain style. And then it's a more old school style, more old school feel, I guess, on Collision. But I like that. And when they mixed them all, there's I still think Collision has a lot of good stuff on it, but it also started to become a little more missable because it was like it's just like the B show.
We have a
Even though they
theory
have some
here.
great stuff on there.
Mhm. We have a theory from Jonathan Jackson here. He says maybe Kevin Kelly lunged at Tony Khan for telling him he couldn't shit in his diapers during the broadcast anymore.
Could be.
Don't lunge at me, Jack. I'll have to fire you once I get a committee together.
Damn.
Then the committee will fire you.
The no pants
Ye-
shitty committee.
I guess. Did you
Hit
see
the
this?
like button.
Exactly. Did you see this report about Tony Khan being upset with Jack Perry and because he lost out on Punk? I don't know if I believe this one.
No, I don't believe it either. My
I'm sure he's not happy
I'm a
with
huge
him,
Punk
but
fan. Everyone knows I'm a huge Punk fan. But you have to at this point just admit it wasn't going to work, and you can't have a guy going. You can't have a guy physically punching your people backstage. I mean, you just can't do that. Also, the my opinion on the whole stuff with Jack Perry is he's not really gone from the company. He's kind of like how ECW was at sometimes. So he's sent there. He's gonna be he's gonna get seasoning as a character, as a wrestler, as an all-around performer. Bring him back. He'll be a better all-around performer. He'll have his character down. He has a built-in story based on a real life feud, real life story that happened. I think that's a really money thing to do in the future. Now, I could be wrong, but that's my personal take on that.
But did you see the reports about CM Punk possibly getting into it with Booker T?
Yeah, and then Booker. See, look, I'm a big Punk fan, but he has a history of doing this, and as time goes on, it used to not be as it used to be back in the day. People got into fights like a lot. I'm not saying that's good or bad, just the way it was, but like you really can't do that. Shouldn't do that anytime, but you really can't do that today. And then Booker. The thing is with Booker, he's very much a company guy. So him coming out and saying like there wasn't this real altercation or whatever, that could be totally true. It could also be him saying that because he knows that that's better for WWE.
Yeah. he does what he thinks his employer wants him to do for sure.
Mhm.
So it's like he could say that there wasn't really an altercation, but
Right.
I really don't think Punk wants to challenge Booker T though.
No,
I don't think that would end up well for Punk.
probably not. I mean, who knows? You never know, I
This-
guess, but I doubt it.
Yeah, this isn't Luke Perry's son. I mean, this is Booker T has done hard time. I mean, I don't
He's
think
an
you would
older guy, but
He
Punk's
is an
not
older
young-
dude,
Punk's
but-
not a super young guy either. So.
No.
But
Yeah.
the overall thing is, it doesn't really matter if it's a guy you should want to fight or not. In a way, it's probably, to me, it kind of shows more balls if you did fight someone more like instead of like someone that has no,
But then you get your
But-
ass beat, and
Yeah, but to me, that's more manly than being a bully. It is. I think that's more manly than being a bully. But to me, the bigger issue is the common denominator is Punk. So you can't just be getting into fights with your colleagues all the time.
yes, you may want to calm down with all that. I mean,
And what does he have to be bad about now?
yeah, he's back home. I mean, he came back home where he needs to be, so he shouldn't be upset when he's home.
Yeah, and this is a veteran. This isn't,
Mhm.
a little kid, is he? Whatever. So
Yeah, Booker's been around longer than Punk has, so I mean, I know he says some pretty asinine things at times, but he is a veteran. But Jackie Jones. Okay,
Yeah.
what's this?
he said, "I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know if Punk could do a spinner Rooney with a torn tricep."
Yeah, that would. I don't think that'd work out. You did attend the debut of Mercedes Moné
Yes.
at the TD Gardens. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah.
And did
Me
you have
and
you
the
spoke about
Flea.
that one yet?
No, I don't think we did actually. So, great. If we did, it was with no, we didn't. So yeah, great time. Place was jamming. What was really strange about this to me? So I go there. They sold like 9,400 tickets. First of all, I'm not someone who's obsessed with attendance and all these. For the life of me, I don't understand the wrestling fan today who is obsessed. Never talk about if they like a show or not. They are fucking obsessed about the attendance. If they sectioned off an area of the building, the quarter ratings, all this stuff. Good Lord, people, do you even like wrestling? On some of these people, I never see talk about like if they like a show or not. It's just all this stuff.
It's
So
just
anyway, go
ratings,
there
yeah.
as the show itself. First of all, I was very happy to see guys out going into the arena, people outside selling bootleg shirts, and people like, why do you like that? It just gives me a good feeling that the company is hot again, because you're not going to print up a bunch of bootleg shirts for something that no one cares about.
Yeah.
So someone out there also, just as a good nostalgic feeling to me, a kid a 90s guy. I grew up in the 90s, graduated in 94. That was anytime I went to a wrestling show, there would be people outside selling bootlegs, concerts, all stuff. I just think it's cool. It just kind of makes me feel like you're at something important enough to make a bootleg shirt for, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be honest, I bought a bootleg, big business, a tee, and it's pretty rocking. But so I got one. That was cool.
Tony
And,
wants his money, Jack.
There are $40 fucking in the building.
Damn.
So anyway, that to me that was cool. So we go in there. Place was super. The crowd is super hot. Everyone's into the stuff. The line for the merchandise is absolutely insane. Like, I was like, we're not. I already got my shirt, and I was a little worried about it. I was wearing this actually same hat, wearing this Sting shirt, and I had a Daniel Bryan shirt on. And so I bought and I was like, man, but I don't know if I want to bring this into the place. They might think, hey, you bought that out there. You can't bring that in here. So I took the hoodie off and I put the shirt. So I had like I had a undershirt, Daniel Bryan shirt, bootleg shirt, and the thing. So I was
Man,
worried that they would say, what are you doing? So anyway, I brought
you're
the
layered
tote.
up.
Yeah. So there's this giant line at the merchandise stand, which again made me happy. But I wasn't going to stand in that line. So we went to our seats. Place is really, really filled up. Over 9,000 people there. So I took some pictures. Like, this place is jamming, and you could just, you can feel the energy. Live wrestling always has an energy. And honestly, the AEW crowd, all the ones I've been to, except for one, it was that one live Rampage, which was not a particularly good show. All the ones I've been to, the crowds like really want to be there. They're into all the matches, and that really adds to the show. And so everybody's having a good time. CEO comes out to start the show. Well, first of all, we had Ring of Honor. I was like, are they trolling me, Incher? Are they trolling me specifically?
You
As
needed
soon as
that
I
Ring
sit
of Honor
down,
show.
out comes Colt Cabana and the
Boom,
D&D
boom.
guy.
Oh, Cutler was on the show.
Cutler and Colt Cabana tagging. I was like, what are they doing? Then
I've seen him on Ring of Honor once.
And I'm the most honest man in podcasting. I will give them this. They were very over. And that is a fun act to have on the show to open up a show, because they do get the crowd excited. You hear the Colt Cabana theme, which is fun and stuff. And he works the fun style. And it got people in, so nothing against that. The next match, though, it was Serpentico versus Smart Mark.
Sterling.
This is a match. Who the hell wants to see this?
Serpentico versus Smart Mark Sterling?
Yes.
I haven't watched the last few episodes of Ring of Honor, so that they may have built up towards that, but I'll have to catch up on my Ring of Honor viewing.
I didn't know Smart Mark Sterling was even a wrestler.
That must have been some sort of angle of some sort. So.
Boy, I'll give him this. He did not wrestle as a wrestler. It was very old school. He wrestled as a manager, where like he didn't quite know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So for what it was funny, but it's like, good Lord. But anyway, it starts out right away. The limo pulls in, or the car pulls in. I don't know if it's limo or not. And like, who's in here? And then it goes to break, and everybody's excited, blah, blah. And out comes Monet, Mercedes Monet, the new theme song. Everyone's chanting CEO. Huge reaction. Comes out there like a superstar reaction. Cool theme music. People really into the theme, into her, into the promo, into the whole thing. This seems like a legit, star out here, which is cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'll go over the rest of the show here, but I wanted to make one point. So I even just on the way home, I'm looking on social media, and I'm in the show. I'm there, and I could see the crowd. I could see the reaction. I can hear the reaction. Yet people that aren't there on Twitter, on Facebook, say nobody's in the building. I was like, what? No one's here? It's just like an optical illusion. And she got no reaction. I was like, she got no reaction. What is happening? So I start to like argue with people, and like, no, you're, no one was there. I was like, okay. They know you somehow. They're not even watching a show, but she got no. I'm there. I can hear it and see it and feel it, but no reaction. I took some pictures. I ended up deleting some of them today off our group. Sadly, because I take pictures and people are like, oh, you're taking them in a certain angle so you don't see where there's no people. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I can take a picture from where I'm seated.
Yeah.
I don't have a crane to go over the whole building. Plus, you can see that there's people around the whole building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's one spot where the camera is, where there's not people, like every wrestling show that's televised you've ever had, because you can't put people around the hard camera, because look, if there's a camera right here, what happens if someone stands up? They're in the hard camera. So there's not people around the hard camera like every
Plus
single show you've ever been to.
shaking and everything else. I mean,
Right.
you want to
But
kind of
besides that, the place was very full. And she got a great reaction. And Will Ospreay, to me, of all, look, I like Monet. I like her a lot, Mercedes Monet. I don't know Okada very well, but I'm into him so far. But to me, the big thing that they picked up is Will Ospreay, the complete package. He's not just he is a great wrestler. He's not just a great wrestler though. Charisma just through the roof. He comes out there and it's like, oh, this is somebody. He connects to the audience, which is the it factor, something you can't like you can't fake. You can't hope this guy gets it or whatever. He just comes out there and he connects to the crowd. Promo, he's cutting these promos that very passionate, very real. This guy has all of it to be the main superstar of AEW.
yeah.
And for
I
anyone who
agree.
wants to argue with me that, I'm like, I don't think either you've not really seen him or you saw, 10 years ago when he was very much thinner and wasn't really doing promos or whatever. If you've seen him now and you tell me that, I think you're either being dishonest or I wouldn't trust your opinion.
Yeah, I thought the promo tonight that we saw, I thought he showed a lot of charisma and just like he was apologizing to the Canadian crowd and then he was like, but in exchange for that, I got to get me some of that maple syrup. And I was just like, that line did make me laugh legitimately. I thought that was he delivered it so well. And so I thought his promos have been great for the
I
ones that
agree
I've seen.
100%. And there's a thing, okay, because I'm a Mercedes Moné fan. I've always been a fan of Sasha Banks. People can watch the old shows. That was the time when I really became a fan of women's wrestling. Modern women's wrestling was when it was Sasha and Charlotte, like actually main eventing. I thought that was some of the best stuff in WWE, men or women. I just thought that was one of the best feud. Her single promos, I think, are great. I do think like this, to compare the backstage segment with her, Statlander, Willow, and Hathaway with the Will Ospreay segment in the ring. One feels real and like this is a real guy speaking from his heart. The other seems very scripted and very WWS like, very WWE like.
Yeah.
It felt like this pre-scripted backstage segment that's not really like what I like to watch in wrestling. It's kind of like why I stopped watching WWE. So that kind of thing doesn't work for me so much. It wasn't awful or anything like that, but it just has that very scripted feel, which I'm not a big fan of. Her stuff in the ring is different because I think as you're interacting, with the crowd,
Yeah, her interaction tonight, I don't think it went off as well as what it did in her hometown, but that's to be expected.
But still got a good reaction.
She's still got a good reaction, yes. And the backstage stuff, I do agree with you. It does feel kind of WWE-ish, kind of scripted, and it's hard to follow that Will Ospreay promo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's showing a hell of a lot of charisma.
That's I don't want to choose between the two because to me you got Swerve and you got Ospreay. These are your two guys for your future. If I had to pick one, and I don't want to do this because I really like both guys, and people know for the last several months I'm a big Swerve fan. I think Ospreay has more upside, but I really love both guys. So I think both guys are the future of AEW. And there's a lot of momentum on these shows, and I was not that long ago. I was kind of worried about AEW. Like, after Punk left, it was kind of in disarray, but it definitely feels different. It feels like things are really jiving right now. Not everything, but no wrestling I've ever watched has been everything's perfect. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, you've got Swerve, you got Ospreay, those are two big guys. You got Joe right now is like a great heel champion at the moment.
I'm loving Joe as the champion. Yeah, I think he's doing really good, and it's kind of like bringing him back into like relevance because
he
is wasted away for a long time. I mean, you don't get that feeling like the ROH Joe, but
Yeah,
it's starting to come back now. So
yeah, and
I do like that.
and I think the idea that he has this history behind him, it makes him different than the Joe of Ring of Honor, because he's a veteran now, and he's got all this experience, and we know that as an audience, and so you see that, and it's like he's the guy that's now the main dude. There's also part of it like for the idea that he was squandered in WWE, and even in TNA, after they brought in Hogan and all that stuff, it really was like you painting dicks on his face and stupid shit.
It was,
And it was always
that was awful.
we want to see this guy be the man. I remember we saw glimpses of it when he had I think he filled in for someone else, and he had the match with Brock Lesnar, and I really felt like, oh, this is the beginning of Joe as a main event guy in WWE, and then it never went anywhere after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see him get a real run, and I'm glad, even though I do think you could put the world title on Swerve, I'm glad they didn't do it right away, because I would like to see this Joe championship continue, the run continue, and also the build to Swerve finally getting the title to continue. You
Good
could
night,
eventually, if you do have Swerve win, I don't know if it would be too early but you basically have to go with Will Ospreay at Wembley.
Mm. Oh yeah, because he's going to be mega over there. I mean,
yeah, it'd be insane.
I know that was one of the only matches I thought wasn't up to snuff. Was Jericho and Ospreay, and I don't blame Ospreay for that. I just think Jericho was trying to wrestle an Ospreay match, and I just don't think Jericho can do it at this stage of his life. But yeah, I think Ospreay is going to be mega over at Wembley. How far out are we from Wembley?
That's in August, so it's a while.
Yeah, so
I don't know
got
if
a while.
Yeah, I'm just saying
I'm just thinking who we could be facing when at Wembley.
Yeah, it seems like too long for Joe to keep. I would not be against that, but it's also if you don't have Swerve eventually win it, I think it could hurt him. But then it's too early, I think, if Swerve wins it to lose it to. So I don't know, but all that keeps it interesting.
And then you got MJF coming back.
Yeah, I know. So you have three guys there that are you're main event dudes that really, I don't know, but that keeps it interesting.
Most definitely.
You could always, I'm not against, if you have two really hot guys, or even three, I don't mind the idea of flip-flopping the title back and forth a little bit either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know.
Most definitely.
But at least it's cool that there's some stuff going there. The only match it wasn't over last week in Boston was Jericho. They really hated Jericho.
He's been getting a lot of mixed response from that false report that was out there.
Yeah,
and that's very unfortunate. I mean, I don't think he's deserving of getting this mixed reaction, but the damage has been done.
Yeah.
And it really sucks.
What was really weird, so in Boston, they really hated him. I mean, he was the only guy and not in a good way, not like Don Callis where they hate, but it's it's in a good, they're booing, but in a good way. They just really didn't want to see Jericho. But then when they recorded Rampage and he came out to Judas, they all sang along, and I was like, it's the same audience. I don't know what's going on, but I do. I don't really get the line. I get it. I know this is the character he was years ago, but I'm always a guy who really puts Jericho over for reinventing himself. But this is one I don't think is really working. Going back to Lionheart. The music just kind of, I know it's a real song, but it feels almost just like a generic beat or something.
Oh yeah, that's a White Zombie tune.
It doesn't come across well. And I think the crowd wants it. The Judas is over and he's a babyface. Give the people what they want. They want to sing along to Judas. That's a guaranteed pop for Jericho to come out to the song.
When he could probably use it too, because I mean, he's been having these crazy responses, but yeah, and plus I don't think people are really that familiar with Lionheart. I mean,
no, I remember, but it's not like it's that I mean, I love all the different things, but that's not the main thing I remember of Jericho either.
No,
You know what I
no.
mean?
But yeah, he had a match with Hook tonight, and
It was better, I thought. I liked it.
Well, Hook kind of just squashed him. I mean, he was doing a bunch of suplexes and everything.
I think that's really how Hook's a lot better. I think the less Hook sells, the better he is for his character.
Yeah. Do you think they're trying to make him the new human suplex machine?
I know some people hated a lot of the old wrestlers because he's small, but the thing is, I hate to break it to everyone, but wrestling's not real. So if the fans are behind him, that's really all that matters.
What did you just say? I'm calling up Dave. I'm calling up
shit.
Dave Schultz. I'm going to get a smacking coming to you. He's going to come over and just
Damn. I'm a
open
fan
hand slap.
And it's going to lead to something too, because Jericho's like, I have next week. I don't know if he's going to put up his career. I don't think he can do the retirement match so close to Sting's retirement. So I don't know what it'll be though.
I'd hate for him to go out like this though. I mean,
I think Jericho would benefit, honestly, and I'm a Jericho fan. I really think he should maybe do an injury to Hook injuries or something, and just be off for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back and people will forget all this stuff. Change up your look. I'm not saying come out and you're like, now you're an MMA fighter, Jericho, whatever, but just change the look up a little bit. Maybe cut the hair a little bit, something, just a little bit. Come back with Judas. Honestly, I think if he was gone for 3 months or whatever, he comes back, he's going to get a good reaction.
Go write another hit song.
Yeah. Go write another book. Go on a Fozzy tour.
Few more cruises.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though? I think if he was off TV for a little bit, and then he would just come back. Jericho's back. The music's back. We haven't seen him for a couple months. I think it would be like, it's going to be an instant, like people are cheering.
Go dig up Ralphus. Now that would get a pop.
Come out with the list. There's lots of things you could do. Come out the bubbly.
But it really is a shame that somebody put out a false report like that and then just really confused the fans. And I don't have much respect for that person.
I don't either. I agree.
Because I mean that was just like, okay, if you don't like Jericho, fine, but don't do something like that. I mean to make a claim like that. I mean that just the accusation is enough to, and it has hurt him.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's unfortunate. I was really surprised last week how over the audience was with Willow versus Rio. That was the most over I've seen. Like, they always like Willow, but going in, I was like, this doesn't seem like a main event match for me. But the crowd reaction really was. They were chanting, "This is awesome." And that made me happy.
The thing. You got Mercedes Moné now, and she's feuding with Willow just based upon the real life incident that happened. And it's like you got two baby faces, and it's kind of like, I don't think the fans want to go there yet, like the babyface feud. I
thought the direction they're going, and maybe they still will, but it didn't seem like this week was. Last week it set up with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I really thought they were going to go with Willow and Moné as a team. Yeah. Which I think is the way to go, because Willow just has this like personality that people don't want to boo her. Mm-hmm. She's just, as soon as you saw her with no push at all, like she was over. You know what I mean? Maybe down the road, if people eventually get tired of that, you could do something like Bayley. But when Bayley was really initially was over, it wouldn't have made sense to make her a heel, and it wouldn't make people just don't. I don't like fighting the crowd, so it doesn't make sense to make her heel. But I get you also want to play off the real life story, so I think you got to go with the team. But I will say this: I think part of why that match did have that reaction from the crowd is Moné. Because now we know that, like, a quote unquote superstar, is in the women division. So you have to elevate the women's division. Otherwise, Monet's going to be in, like, a middle of the card feud or something. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So she could actually help elevate the whole division.
Yeah.
And I also, Julia Hart is someone that for the last several months, both of us have agreed that is someone who really found their character and has improved a lot. But unfortunately, she's been wrestling people that are like, I don't want to say job people, but like people you never really see, nothing interesting. This is a good opportunity for her she's already proved as a character to go to the next level. If she's involved in something with Mercedes Moné that's like so it's like an actual star, you're going to be presented on TV in some big angles and a lot of TV time. This is her chance to see if she, can elevate to like an actual, star level.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun.
I think what would have been great if they would have brought out Monet and then had Britt Baker come out.
I think that's the one you have to go to eventually. I'm not sure. I think she's still hurt but either way, you got the CEO, DMD is a totally different thing. But who knows? Maybe someone's into that too. But yeah, DMD, that's the thing. And I don't know. I think part of me thinks if you do that, I think Monet has to go heel in that one. Because Britt Baker is the homegrown face. They want to cheer for her.
But Britt's great as a heel as well.
She is.
But I think Sasha.
I wouldn't have any pre-planned notions there. I would legit let the audience decide and then go either way.
Yeah, that's probably the way to
the
do
audience eventually.
Yeah, just to see how the audience would react to this feud that's being presented to them. But I think Monet's definitely better as a heel. I think Britt can kind of go either way. Yeah. But I think the fans have been wanting to cheer for Britt for,
yeah.
And she's returning, and it's been a long time since she's been there. But Monet this is her debut, so they're wanting to cheer her too for right now.
It has me excited though, because that's been there's been a handful of really good women there, but they've never presented the division really well. But I think they're really focusing on it, and I like that because I just want to be entertained watching the show.
I definitely think you might see more of this if all the reports are true about what Monet's being paid. Is she really getting $10 million a year?
No, they say that's way but I think it's like $1 million.
So. Would you say $10 million for 3 years?
That's possible.
Yeah, but some of those other WWE girls are going to want a contract like that.
They should. The thing is, all the wrestling historically has paid minuscule compared to. So it's like less than around 10% of the profits of that. We'll say WWE was given to the talent. This is like way less than baseball and basketball and football. It's like compared to like music, which is historically really robbed the musicians.
Yeah.
So all of them should be making a lot more. If they even I've heard Dave say this, and I'm not saying Dave's the expert on, but he is expert on like money and stuff, I think, for the most part. And like if they even MMA isn't the best at this, but they're paid a lot more percentage. And so all of them, should be making more. And then I remember, wasn't that long ago when they were showing how much the women made, and they all made way less than the male stars, but not even just like the top guys, like, Roman Reigns and stuff like that. They were making less than like Damian Priest, like level people. And it's like, well, nothing against that guy, but in modern day, Charlotte and Becky and stuff, these are like legit top people. It's not like it was 20 years ago.
So I mean, I have no problems with her getting the money. That's good on her.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. But when I've heard 10 million a year, I was like, that just sounds insane
Yeah, I
to
don't think
me.
that's right. But
I don't think it was accurate as well. But um, yeah, that's great. I heard there was I seen a report that saying that there were some of the AEW originals who were a little upset that they're not getting a contract like
no,
that.
I think
But
they. I mean, it's possible. I don't know, but I will say they all get paid well, which is good.
yeah,
That
I
was
mean
always something
Tony pays better than WWE did. I don't
Yeah.
know about now
It-
because there is a
The
different.
thing is with AEW paying people like that helps all the wrestling industry because then WWE, when WCW was around, like even the low end guys were getting like a couple 100,000 a year. Then after they went, they didn't have to do that anymore because what's your alternative? If I'm not in WWE, what are you going to do? Well, you can go to, to TNA. Unless you're the top guy, you're not going to get really paid anything. And so some of the guys right out of NXT were getting like 50 grand, which that's fine and all, but it's weird to think you're getting that as like someone that's on, like a televised wrestling show.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah.
when AEW starts paying people, they have to pay people more because now you can actually go back and forth. So I'm in favor of the talent making good money and not just like the billionaire owners making an obscene profit. If the company's making a lot of money, the talent should do well.
Yeah.
And the
Well, I
thing is,
know.
I see. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I always see people calling, oh, he knows nothing. He's an idiot. He's a mark. He has no experience. Blah blah blah. But the guy runs the Jaguars and a big soccer team, so
Mhm.
he has knowledge about paying, like a roster of athletes.
Yeah. And I'm starting to look at Tony as this isn't like him wanting to profit. This is just kind of a labor of love for him in a sense. I mean, I think he just wants to do what he's doing, like using big music for, entrances, and that ain't cheap, and paying, getting the people that he wants in the company. I mean,
Yeah.
but
It's not a publicly traded company, so no one knows anything like if it's making a profit or not. Then
mhm.
it's been valued at $2 billion, and then like the idea is like, what does that mean? Is it if you have this obscene amount of money anyway, and you build something up, it's not necessarily how much money it's bringing in; it's how much it's worth.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going to AEW when it's in Charleston. I've purchased a ticket, and I'm looking forward to that show. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of
and the guy,
curious to see what they get together for that show. But
and he has connections. I mean, that's why it's on Turner to begin with.
mhm.
He's not.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of why it's on Turner, was that he had some connections to make it
Yeah.
happen. So
I wanted to say something I've been an advocate for a long time is like the video packages. So I like that they had one for Monet this week, which was a little bit weird because it's probably someone who might not even of all the people, it's probably someone who doesn't really need one, but I still think that's good. But I was like, you got one for Mercedes Monet, which only helps, even if everyone knows her, it just helps build
yeah,
importance. And then later on, like right after that, Okada's out there. I'm like, why don't they have one for Okada? This is a guy that could benefit from that.
yeah. Because I don't think all of the American fans are aware of who Okada is, and it seems like they have a good working relationship with New Japan because they allowed footage for the Mercedes package. So I'm sure they would allow some for the
Yeah.
Okada package. So
And it could have just been, hers was only maybe a minute. It wasn't very long. I really think they should do that for everyone who comes in, especially these names like Okada. And then on Rampage, it was another Japanese guy I'm not really familiar with. Like, why not just have a video package on these people?
mhm.
Not all Americans. Well, I think almost everyone knows Mercedes Moné, but Okada is one I think would benefit from the video package. And for the people who do know him, it just kind of hits home about how important he is, you know.
Yeah.
So, Okada versus Eddie Kingston, I thought was a really good match. I have one giant issue.
Yeah.
Is you had the tournament for the 3 belts,
Mhm.
and now you immediately split up those belts.
They were unified and now they're not unified.
Yeah, that's awful idea.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been putting all the 3 belts on him if they wanted to make put
exactly.
the belts up. I mean,
That was the whole
don't
point
break
of the
them apart.
tournament. Now he's the Triple Crown guy.
Mhm. So now Eddie just has the 2 belts, which is the Ring of Honor
Yeah.
title and what was the other one? It was a New Japan title.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like strong, I don't know what it is, but yeah.
And I think that the third title was for so that don't make no sense.
Yeah, now he's the
'Cause-
Continental.
Okada is the Continental champion.
Yeah, it's not
But
good.
they made that belt because it was like 3 belts for the tournament.
Yeah, it's not. This is bad because originally when they started, I was like, you don't need more titles. They kind of finagled, it's kind of all over the place how they did it. But anyway, they combined the 3 belts. Fine. You actually had less belts instead of more. I'm in favor of that. And it's kind of cool. The Triple Crown champion, where it's a belt from Ring of Honor, an AEW title, and so it's 3 different places. But then to immediately split them up, it's bad storytelling. It's bad overall for the show because now you have, an extra title.
Mhm.
It's just not good. And it's almost like, what is the Continental title now if it's not this trio's, the Triple Crown thing?
Because it was just to represent that you had the other 2 belts.
Yeah.
And then that belt. So now it's just a belt on its own. So now you
Yeah,
just
and
have more
why is-
belts.
So you have the world champion, the Continental, and the International. Basically, all the 3 same word.
Mhm.
It's not good.
Yeah. So I have no problems with Okada winning it. But
No, I don't
like you
either.
say,
He should have had all 3, and he would look cool because he comes out. You're supposed to take him as like, oh, this is the Rainmaker, this important guy, and he would look cool actually coming out wearing all 3 titles.
kind of make fans think, well, who is this guy? And they might want to look into him a little bit more. Since we didn't have any video packages. I like that he pulled up in a Ferrari. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Dave Meltzer said he's like the Ric Flair of Japan. Essentially, was what his character was. So that's what the character he's doing now, as a heel.
Yeah, I like the Bucks as heels myself. I think they're better heels. I like the characters they're doing. I would just drop the Young Bucks name honestly, and just go Nicholas and Matthew, the EVPs.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
just to make them more heelish. You don't want to have that.
I think it would be a good way to
Bucks.
get. Anytime you have like Young in your name, I think eventually it starts to be odd. So it would be a good way to kind of retire that name, I think. And they could be Matthew and Nicholas, what's Jackson, the EVPs. And then if they turn babyface again, eventually they could just be the Matt and Jack, or Matt and Nick Jackson. Yeah, the Jacksons, the Jackson brothers. Maybe you don't want to do that. I don't know. Yeah,
Generation Me.
Yeah. But it was cool though, because I was like the dueling chants. We had Let's Go Eddie, Okada chant. That was cool. Just seeing what we had.
I will say this though, I am kind of down on Eddie Kingston as of late. I was really for him, and then he won that tournament, and it just kind of like, I don't know, it just doesn't set well with me. And I even thought like some of the maneuvers he was doing in the match with Okada kind of looked sad. Like he kind of came up to do like a drop kick, and it just looked like my uncle doing like a flop on the mat. It was kind of sad.
I'm a big fan. I like the
I think he's a great promo, But even in his promos, he does say some things that just annoys me. It's just like whenever he calls out the cameraman or something, it's just like, why's he got to do that? Why can't he just cut a promo and have a nice solid promo? He's been annoying me as of late.
All right. Well, I'm a
So-
fan, but I have seen him in the past do stuff I don't think he should try, and I think that his
He
how
did
connects
throw a
with the
drop
crowd,
kick at Okada that just looked like a dead fish fly, and it was just like, whoop.
because
It's like, oh my God,
his
dude.
really character and calling card is this, he's like a like
Gosh.
an everyman, so he doesn't need to do anything flashy, really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He really could just get away just being kind of a brawler or whatever.
I'll just dump water all over my keyboard.
Man. I like the
Yeah.
story time with Adam Cole. I predict Adam Cole is actually healed, and one of these days he's just going to stand up out of the wheelchair, and no one will expect it, which I think will actually be pretty cool. But the only thing with this whole thing is we've seen this exact same angle with Wardlow already with MJF, where he's part of the group and MJF owned Wardlow, and now it's Adam Cole owns Wardlow, and Wardlow couldn't win the belt for Adam Cole. It's the exact same thing they already did with MJF, and where he became the babyface at it. Gets out of underneath MJF, becomes a babyface, and this is the exact same thing. He's eventually going to become the babyface, only get out from underneath Adam Cole.
Yeah, because they kind of talk bad about him for losing to Joe, and yeah, so it may be that's the route that they're going to go. I did think that match, it was like, why are they doing Wardlow and Joe already? It seems like that's going to hurt Wardlow if he loses another one.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate, but I mean, it did make you think, well, who's going to win?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I was surprised but I was also they kind of put themselves in a hard spot, because sometimes people will win those things where you get a title shot at some point and then they just forget about it for months and months, but at least they did this one right away. But I don't think him losing right away was good either, though, like you said.
Yeah.
But you also he shouldn't have beat Joe either, so it was kind of sometimes people don't lose anything in losing, but I kind of think he's not that kind of guy. Wardlow losing does hurt him.
Yeah, because he's not established to where he's like this huge star.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that people are kind of on the fence with, and they keep keeping him on the fence and not letting him get over.
Yeah, every time he gets to a certain level, it never goes past that. The one time it did was when he beat up MJF, but then immediately, like I don't forget what happened, but immediately they kind of messed that up.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate for Wardlow, but
yeah,
the breaks, I guess, as Michael Hayes would say.
I'm not a big fan of the virtuoso Deonna Purrazzo so far, but I do think they need to flip flop her and Tony Storm, because the fans want to cheer Tony Storm, and I don't think they want to cheer Deonna over Tony Storm.
No, I want to cheer the man who crushes heads. He's crushing your head.
Damn.
Dr. Luther, the butler.
I like Doctor. I would have never thought I'd come on here and not jokingly say I'm a Luther fan, but I am now. They found a role for this guy and it works.
It is a great role for him, and I laughed pretty hard whenever Jericho said he's crushing their head, like, because I guess he like pictures their head in between his fingers. And he goes like this. He's crushing their head.
I like it.
Crush your head, Jack.
I'm a big fan of the Butler. I love it. I love Tony Storm. Troy makes the Rainmaker look like a chump. Not it. Yeah, I can't think of any benefit of not having him win all the belts. Big mistake there. I think I don't really get.
Maybe Eddie could be like, I'm going to put these other 2 belts up against you, Okada, and then he just gets beat again.
Yeah. So, Christian Cage, to me, like, I know he's an older guy, but he has got himself over and reinvent himself as like the best heel in wrestling. I would say he's up there anyway. He's got to be the top 3. He might be my favorite heel in wrestling. And I kind of feel like, unfortunately, he's taken a step backwards being put in a feud with Adam Copeland, because we've seen them together for years, and Adam Copeland's when he's with Christian, he's over. When he's not, it's like, whatever. But so they had the I Quit match. Both guys worked really hard. I won't say that they didn't. I think
I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a
Yeah.
good match. I like the hockey bit where they had both put on the hockey jerseys. Edge had on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and what was the other ones? The Bruins, or I
I'm not.
forget.
It might
It
be.
was the rival team. That's all
Yeah.
I know. I'm not a big hockey dude, but and then they started brawling, and the crowd was going nuts for that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I liked Christian running off into the women's bathroom to escape from Edge, and Edge kind of stood there and looked at the women's bathroom. Adam Copeland, excuse me.
Yeah.
And he just kind of stood there and he was like looking whether he should go or not. This was during the commercial break when it was picture in picture. And then he went on in there and got Christian out. And I really enjoy Christian's work, and I don't think it's over though, because I mean,
No.
it was nice how they had that Edge set up, that he had this new bat board with nails in it. He called it Spike, and I like that they had all three people locked up in the ropes. I thought it would have been nice if Edge or Adam Copeland, if he would have hit like, Nick Wayne first or something, and then Christian was like, no, don't do that, and then maybe he would have hit Luchasaurus, and then he would start. Then when he came for Christian, that's when Christian would just be like, I quit. You know,
Right.
I thought that would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah. I did
But,
like the final I Quit where he just quits before he hits him with it, though. I thought that was good.
Mm-hmm. Well, he hit him in the nuts with it, though.
Yeah.
didn't he?
I think the nuts was a little overboard when he kicked him like 5 times in the nuts, and then
Yeah.
that didn't look too hot either, I didn't think. But
Well, it would be hard to sell that if your hands are like locked
Yeah.
up behind your back, and you're like, you can't really do a whole lot with,
yeah.
But so Edge did win, but I don't think this is the end of the feud. But
No,
I do
it
kind of
probably
feel like you do. I think the feud with Edge is kind of hurting him a little bit, or Adam Copeland.
Yeah, it's the best thing for Adam Copeland to do, because when
Yeah.
he's just wrestling like friggin' job guys, that's worthless. But this stuff with
Hasn't Christian
is
helped
entertaining.
Adam out enough in his career?
I
though?
know,
mean,
that's what
he's
I
always
feel
there
like.
for Adam.
I think
Can't
it's
Adam
either
just step aside and let Christian shine? I mean,
Christian legit could be. You could have him as a top guy, honestly.
yeah. I don't think it's the end, though. I know they said it was going to be the end, but
Yeah.
I think they're going to do something else based off of this. But
You
yeah,
could
I mean, it's amazing when Christian came in, you kind of groaned and was thinking, "Oh, this ain't going to be good," but he really has turned out to be one of the
first
best
year was
heels.
terrible. But yeah, I give him huge props. Now looking back, I don't know if the outwork everybody was a work all along. You know what I mean? He was outworking us as opposed to like outworking people in the ring.
Mm-hmm. I do wish I did like that Nick Wayne's mom got involved, Mother Wayne, and she hit Edge with the hockey stick. I thought that was pretty good. I know you probably can't do it in today's times. It might not go over as well, but if like Christian was like a little more sleazy to her, but I don't think it'd go over well.
Yeah,
nowadays.
I would dig it too. Yeah.
So they probably do want to keep away from that, because it just probably wouldn't go over very well. But it would get a pop out of me though if he did. But like, even when she hit him in the balls, I thought it would have been great if he was just like, "I love that woman," or just because I thought that would have been cool if he said that.
Let's see. We had I won't go over all of Rampage, but it was a fun show. It's weird watching back to back. I do think Kevin Matthew, I never saw him before. They kind of acted like we're supposed to know who he is, even though it was his debut on Rampage.
Oh, he was in Impact, and you don't really know him, but I do like him. KM.
He's got a lot of potential. This guy's
great. Yeah, what I saw of him in Impact, I really liked him, and he did some great stuff there. So I'm glad that he's in AEW.
Yeah,
and,
I was like, I'm a little like, he shouldn't beat Shibata because Shibata's gonna be wrestling I forget who he's wrestling. Is he wrestling? I don't know. He's wrestling somebody big.
He's
on
wrestling Osprey. Osprey set up
Osprey, yeah.
to
But
face him.
I would have had Kevin Matthew debut versus some job guy and give him a win. Like this guy. I don't know. First time I seen him, I was
Well-
like, oh, this guy has something.
And he's a big dude too.
Yeah.
They've had him on some Ring of Honor shows, and I'm not sure if he's been on a Rampage. I think it might have been on
It
a
said
Rampage.
Rampage. It said his Rampage debut.
Oh, is his debut? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've seen him on some Ring of Honor shows, so I do like him. He's a great guy. I'm glad he's in the company.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know if he's a great guy or not, but
Right.
I like him.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan too.
I
So,
like what I see of his TV character.
Yeah. The women's like I don't know what it was.
He
billed
may
as.
be a great guy too. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not saying he is or isn't. Yeah.
You never know in these days and times.
I love the women's hardcore match. I just don't think you should have had it on this. Although I don't know if they knew going in when they booked all this, if this was going to be all in this, basically a 3-hour show. But I think having another hardcore match after we just had the I Quit match is just, you shouldn't do both those on the same show.
Yeah,
But as
they
a match, I really liked it.
They really booked it like you got two shows here, but they're
Yeah.
like right beside each other, which
Yeah.
I'm sure is normal for them because that's essentially
Right.
what they do.
Mhm.
But it was weird seeing them both together. Like,
Yeah.
but
as two
it-
different as its own match, I thought it was really fun.
oh yeah, it was. They had some great stuff in it. I mean, I thought that when Sky Blue had Willow up on the table and she did the what's that, the Canadian Destroyer
Yeah.
thing she does, I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, I thought she
Oh.
was like, holy shit, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, because she was like screaming like she was in pain
Yeah.
afterwards. And
This
I
match
guess
is
she was
really
all right.
great, honestly. They had a lot of great, and the crowd is really into it.
hmm
I've been a big fan of Julie Hart for a while now, and Sky Blues won me. I didn't know about the pairing originally, but I think it's working. Statlander and Willow I both like, and really worked really hard. Did some crazy spots like the thumbtacks in the mouth spot is always I'm always like, because
Yeah.
that could go bad really easily. I think.
Yeah,
And,
really. You don't want to be swallowing a thumbtack.
no, and Willow did a really good like a Death Valley Driver through 2 tables off the ring
Mhm.
apron. Just a lot of crazy spots. Really physical. So just a good match with a lot of the crowd was really into it, which is good to see.
Yeah. Great stuff on their part.
Yeah. It was a
But
fun
it's
3
like
hours.
you say, it was strange having
Yeah.
Rampage and Dynamite right beside each other.
Yeah.
And they said that was the first time Rampage has ever been on TBS. So
Oh, interesting.
it's always on TNT.
Yeah.
So
So I know it's out of their control because something else is I think some kind of sporting event. But
Yeah, it's
but as a
NBA
show,
stuff,
it's
I
really
think.
good. Yeah. I need
Is
to
it the NBA or college? I'm not sure.
I need to watch Rampage more often because every time I do watch it, I always really like it.
hmm It's easy to miss because it's like it's only an hour, and then you
Yeah.
got Collision the next day. So it's like if you don't watch it on Friday, you got to watch it before
Yeah.
you watch Collision. you
Yeah,
know?
because
So,
I usually I try to watch Dynamite live, and then I used to watch Rampage on DVR. Then when Collision started, I tried to watch it live, and I usually wasn't home, so I watched it DVR. But it's weird to watch 2 shows on DVR for me like that same night.
I do it a lot, but
But I always like both shows when I watch them. I should just for all 3 shows.
yeah, for sure.
There was a
for
time there
sure.
Rampage was really like a nothing happening show, but I think it's really been good for a while now.
Mhm. A lot of the Ruby Soho stuff they've been doing on Rampage.
Oh, yeah, I like
with,
her too. That's another
her and her relationship that she's in with Cool Hand
Yeah.
Ange.
yeah, I like that guy too. That's another name though you can mix in with
They've been having Soraya's brother on a lot. Zach is it Zach Havoc or whatever? He's been doing some stuff on Rampage as well. He was on Ring of Honor, but I think they've moved him up to Rampage. So he's in the group with her, which I think is kind of cool. That they got, family members there.
Mhm.
giving him the shot that WWE want to give him because WWE is mean to people. And they're
Yeah,
like,
more
we'll
than
put
just
you in
mean.
the movie, but we're never going to let you wrestle here. Tony has a heart. He actually lets him wrestle.
That asshole.
What an asshole. Hugging wrestling fans. Making
So-
another company where you don't have to just watch WWE. He's a real asshole.
Yeah, that bastard. And it was really
Paying
so-
wrestlers a good salary, a great salary. What
Yeah.
an asshole.
And then I saw, so it was very funny. So it's along these exact lines. I was having this conversation with my brother, Troy, around our mom. And I said, I was the same thing about like, you know, they call him a mark because he hugs the fans. And for a lot of these people, they would rather have like the boss, like sexually harass and
Mhm.
maybe, you know, sexually assault the employees over hugging like the wrestlers or whatever. And,
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, and I said, you know, people like, you know, they don't like him because he grew up a wrestling. And our mom was just like, well, what is, because she's not part of the IWC. She watches wrestling casually, she watches a lot, most of the pay-per-views and stuff. And she was like, what are you talking about? And so I was like, yeah, they think he's a mark. And like a lot of wrestling fans hate like someone running the company who grew up a fan. And she was just like what the hell? He like was just totally confused. And so I was just thinking, like, imagine that in any other form of entertainment or sport. So it'd be like, I don't want to watch this movie if it's the director is a guy who grew up liking movies. I only want to watch movies made by people who hate movies.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, well, they want, you know, someone to run my football team if they hate the sport of football. It's like this would never happen in anything else. It's
just a shame that the wrestling has been controlled by a psychopath for like so many years, and I think it has kind of brainwashed a lot of fans.
Yeah.
So because this doesn't exist in any other medium.
No, and it didn't really even exist in wrestling for a long time. People used to look down on that for WWE. Like, it used to be like the idea that they wanted to get away from the word wrestling. That was awful. But now it's almost like people are like, they want that or something. It's really weird.
It is strange.
And it used to be other wrestlers look down. I remember Jim Cornette would always look down on wrestlers who weren't wrestling fans who got into wrestling, like Ultimate Warrior and stuff. But now it's almost like he wants people that weren't wrestling fans. But he would have been a mark. He was a guy who, like a kid who did like tape trading and wrote his own newsletters and stuff,
photography and stuff.
Yeah. So him and Paul Dangerous. You know, there wasn't like wasn't the internet back then, so they weren't on a message board, but they would have been. They were doing like snail mail newsletters. That would have been the precursor of the message board.
See, you could have a response and not have to lick a stamp. I mean,
yeah, that's probably even more nerdy. I mean, honestly, like,
yeah, I don't understand it, and I've seen a lot of these piece of shit podcasters out there who are just like kind of brushing aside like what the allegations are against Vince McMahon.
yeah,
And it's really sickening. It's just like, what the hell? You guys are going to sit there and tear apart Tony Khan on each and every little thing that he's done, and then you're going to be like, oh well, the Vince stuff, you know, it is what it is. It's like, no. You fucking say, I mean, if you're going to fucking tear Tony for all that stuff, then say what Vince has done.
I think a lot of people don't have an issue with it, and I think that speaks a lot for them about them.
Yeah, and it's like everybody sees the freaking writing on the wall. Everybody knows that if you have this many freaking NDAs out, there's definitely something going on here, you know.
Right.
And it's not like there hasn't been any other accusations. There's been plenty of accusations. Yes. And it's just like, it does make me think differently about a lot of people in the industry, and it
And
does
the
suck.
NDAs are for giant sums of money. I
Yeah.
get the idea, like, if you have a lot of money and you're like, someone has a false accusation, and your lawyer's like, well, if you pay him, 10 grand, this, you don't even have to
Mhm.
worry about it. Okay. But some of these are like $15 million or three, even this one's 3 million. Some of them are a lot more for a lot. What the hell was happening in those?
Yeah. And we got Josh here in the chat room. He says, innocent until proven guilty. Oh, all right. There probably won't be a trial where he's going to actually be like, oh, well, okay, yeah, I did do all this stuff, allegedly or whatever. There's never going to be. He's never
I
going
mean,
to confess up to any of this stuff. Never. You got to use your brain here and think. If somebody has all these NDAs out there,
yeah, and multiple. It's not one person. If it's one person, maybe even two is pushing. But if it's one allegation, whatever, who knows? That could be out. But when it's multiple, and the phone things can't be faked, even just
No.
those texts alone.
I mean, everybody says that's exactly how he types. I mean, how he uses the "you" instead of writing out "you," and then
And they
I
just
mean,
can't, like, I guess it's like so easy to tell if they were sent from your phone or not, and you can't.
yeah, and then the feds have taken his phone away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have they have gone in and they're investigating this stuff. I mean, and we have the girl at the freaking massage parlor that said he was trying to do stuff with her. There was that there. Rita Chatterton, who's been saying it for years, and nobody really paid that much attention to her. I mean, just all this stuff out there. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's just sickening. And to watch like other people talk about it, and then they're just like, "Oh well, it is what it is. Innocent until proven guilty."
Even
And
Jim
it's like,
Ross was
bullshit.
like, I think we should just get over it. It's like, what?
Yeah, just get over it. Get over this guy who
just get over it.
Yeah,
a woman killed herself.
Yeah,
they probably hid rape. I mean, there's some bad things
allegedly,
going on. Just get over it.
allegedly, and all this stuff, but still,
But I mean, it's easy to say if you're not a victim of any of it.
yeah.
Just get over
I
it.
mean, these poor women have been spending, just thinking, "Oh God, what am I in for the next day?" and just living in terror because of this man.
Some
And
of this
everybody's
stuff
like, "Oh, just get over it." What if that was your fucking daughter?
yeah.
What if that was your daughter, Jim Ross? I mean, honestly, that's
Yeah,
bullshit.
or any is your friend, your sister, whatever.
Exactly. Think about it from that standpoint. I mean, it's
it-
awful.
In the one thing there was like he would just walk in, Vince would just walk into the women's locker room, which even that alone is pretty bad. And just like if he wanted to,
God.
he would just start making out with one of the any of the women he wanted to, and it's like
I mean, and like it's like, you're in a position where you're making money with this company, and this guy just walks in and does something like that, and it's like, do I lose my livelihood here, or I mean,
yeah, of course,
it's got to fuck with your head. I mean,
because there's nowhere else you're gonna go and make this this living.
And it's like how like the Christy Hemme thing, or not Christy Hemme, it was Ashley Mazzaro, based on the reports that we've heard, how he was trying to invite himself up to her room and everything like that. And it's like, that's got to be like, to have to live like that. It's
the exact same
awful
stuff that the the big producer there was doing.
Harvey Weinstein
using his money and his power to get people to do stuff against their will. It's the exact same stuff. And I see a lot of people who think everyone, obviously that's awful and that guy deserves to be in prison. But I see people who then think everyone does that in movies. But at the same time, they're fine with this. And it's like, well, here's someone doing the exact same thing, but you're fine with this because he's in wrestling? Like, what?
just because he ran the wrestling business for forever.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't a good guy when he did that either. I mean, he fucked
No,
over a lot of
he
people.
put people out of business. He screwed with people's lives, screwed with people's careers.
Even like contracts that he agreed to, he worked his way out of.
Yeah,
I
some
mean,
stuff I didn't even know about. Like, I guess he had a history of not paying like a lot of the territories that he put out of business or he bought, and like he just wouldn't pay them. And
yeah. I mean, I don't think. I think he's getting what he deserves, and I think he deserves more. I think he deserves to be in jail. Honestly, I don't.
I agree
I
100%.
think he's a horrible human being who just really shouldn't be free and walking around and just enjoying himself. I mean, to do all these things and just be, you know, all. I mean, sure, he knows that his reputation's ruined, and he's just sitting in a house somewhere, and he doesn't have his company. But that's not enough punishment. I mean, not for what he's done. And you know, even if this stuff wasn't true, I mean, there are a lot of other things that are out there that are pretty much proven. I mean,
Yeah, I mean if one allegation is the idea that all these allegations are made up is like, come on, man.
Yeah, that nobody's going to have all these allegations made up. I mean, it's like finding out like he was a serial killer to an extent. You know, it's like all this stuff just starts bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
You know, coming out.
There was a really good I listened to Lance Storm. I don't know if he was with Meltzer and Alvarez, and he talked about when WWE bought WCW, and so he like one of the first times he's there, and they're doing the wrestlers court on the Howard Finkel. And he said they just straight up make Howard Finkel cry, which I've heard multiple times by many people. Jim Cornette said this. For some reason, they really like picking on him. And I think a lot of it's just he loved being in the wrestling business and was just an easy guy to bully because
and they knew that. And they preyed upon that.
That's what like cruel people do. And he said he looking back, he wished he stood up, but he couldn't. He was the new guy.
Yeah,
and he would have been fired. It was the right thing to do to stand up, but at the same time, you just can't do that.
Yeah. It's like if he would have been just gone instantly. I mean, and it's terrible that there was an environment where that existed. You know,
yeah.
And Vince McMahon was the head of that environment.
So he said he wasn't surprised by that kind of like that people wouldn't speak up just because that's the environment of the company. And another thing I thought was interesting when he's talking about the rise of the women's revolution. So he was one of the trainers in NXT when Sasha Banks and Bayley. I think it's probably Sasha Banks, Becky, Charlotte. That the core group of women there were starting to come up, and they all wanted to do everything they could, but in NXT like they would kind of let them do it, but it was still a thing when you're on the main roster. You had to wrestle like a girl, so you couldn't punch and kick and all this silly stuff. And so he started telling them, when you go up there, don't just go up there and do these matches. Throw one punch in the match. If no one says anything, next match, do two punch. Slowly build up, and and he said, and eventually they did, and now it's like what we see, the modern women wrestling. It no matter if you argue this, I don't know, but modern women's wrestling is completely different than any women's wrestling we've seen in WWE history.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Outside,
definitely.
like every once in a while, they would let like Medusa do like a cool match or something. But for the most part, it was TNA stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, back in the 90s and 80s and everything. I mean,
and so that was also part of the idea where I've heard people in the business talk about so the women were all, they were like the TNA, but also made them interchangeable. And if you're interchangeable, you don't have any power. It's like, well, you either got to do what someone wants to do, or we're just going to put some other woman in your place, which, unfortunately, then people do stuff that they don't want to do. I've heard some of the women now talking about how they remember some of the women just being in tears because they didn't want to be out there and just like bra and panties, but it's like that's just what you had to do, and like it wasn't a good thing.
no.
And I
It was
personally way more enjoy like seeing and some of them are great looking. I'm not saying like you look at them like I don't see how sexy they are, whatever. But I would much rather watch the women have good. I'd rather watch good wrestling than just horrible wrestling just for the sake of TNA.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
never enjoyed that on the show. I just thought like, okay.
And what feels so messed up about a lot of it is like we kind of know why they were getting all these models in there and just
Yeah, it's really creepy when you start thinking about it.
Yeah, and it's like, man, so Kelly was probably, I mean, just not saying Kelly was involved in any of that, but they did say that Johnny A seen her in a magazine and called up her agent and got her hired and just stuff like that. You're like, oh man, it feels so sleazy to go back and then look at all this stuff and you're like, especially that Trish Stratus thing where Vince is sitting there yelling at her like bark like a dog, and you're like, was that Vince acting or was that like the real Vince coming out and just saying bark like a dog? Because like when he's screaming it, it's like this is like not like normal like theatrical acting. This is like it was probably Vince, that part of Vince coming out at that very point.
The kiss my ass stuff. Even at the time, I was
definitely.
like, what? Like, why is this? And then you look back at now, and it's just like it really fits what you think his personality is. He just want to get off and making people do stuff like humiliating stuff, just because he had power over them.
And probably even like the bra and panties stuff when the girls are crying. That sick son of a bitch probably like that too.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, it's just it really is disgusting, and it's hard for me to try to go back and watch WWE, but I have been watching some stuff, and I'm glad there's a new regime.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably are people left over in the company, but I mean, who's going to know? I mean, they'll flush them out eventually, I guess, if they have to or whatever. But something like that can't exist again. But I will say, I watched The Rock's promo where he was doing the song about Cody Rhodes and everything, and I did think that was pretty entertaining stuff with him doing that.
Really weird. I haven't watched it, I have to admit, but I should watch The Rock stuff because I mean I love The Rock, but I've seen a lot of people really anti-Rock on social media. I'm very surprised.
I don't get it,
and I'm thinking like, we're probably lucky to get anything of The Rock again in wrestling in any extended period of time. You should probably try to enjoy this because I doubt you're going to see a lot more of it after, WrestleMania is probably be the end of it. Maybe one more, something, but this is a limited thing we're going to see, the Rock in wrestling again.
He's been telling Cody Rhodes that he was a mistake because like he's like 20 years younger than like his sister and like his other siblings, and that Cody smacked him for that. I thought that was I liked him, saying that to Cody. I thought, hell yeah, get on Cody Rhodes.
The last thing I was going to say about Vince, so in our very first year, and we've talked about a lot since, was when we had J.J. Dillon on, and he wrote right in his book about McMahon having this thing where he got off on giving someone a push and then cutting it out from under him because he just like that feeling of, because if you have someone and you bury him right away, I mean, they didn't have anything to begin with. But if you give someone like hope and like they're feeling important, and then you cut them out, you're actually taking something away from them. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like, this is really like crazy stuff. This is really dark, like disturbing behavior.
Yeah, I remember reading the book and like thinking about it, and it's just like, it just kind of stuck in my mind as like, and then I started looking at Vince a little differently. And like up until a few years ago, I really got to the point to where like, I don't think this guy's funny anymore. He's really just a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely to that point where people are seeing the true Vince. What a disgusting human being that he really is. And he's not safe to be around. I mean, he's just, I don't know. He's just, in my opinion, he's just awful, and I really don't like the man at all.
I bet it if he would have been not that much younger, I could see him starting like a whole new company with like the Saudi Arabia or something because they have the money
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just fled to Saudi Arabia.
I
honestly.
thought that myself. If it comes to a point where he thinks like
He's
the
actually
thing
going
is,
to
I
get
do
locked
think
up.
he has a feeling of like he's indestructible, so nothing will happen to him. But I do think if he gets a feeling that he might like actually go to jail or something, I could definitely see him.
I
clean
can't
up.
wait. It would be so awesome to see him take that walk of shame. Just that freaking his hands behind his back. That old bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's wrong for me to want to see that, but I think the people that he's victimized, they deserve justice.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back up to the 80s. I mean, probably who knows before that? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
You had the cover up with the Jimmy Snuka stuff and just allegedly or whatever. I mean, that's awful. That family hasn't seen any justice,
No, they never will.
I mean, maybe Vince doing some time might be a bit of justice for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the murderer, the alleged murderer has passed away. So
yeah,
he passed away a free man.
but according to some of the Dark Side of the Ring notes that we saw, Vince had a hand. Stuff went away.
It's been out there for a long time. Like,
But anyhow, have you watched any of the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring?
I have not. I need to. I'll try to catch up with these before next week. They sounded. I really always liked the show. I genuinely liked the show.
I enjoyed the John Tenta one. It was good. It was very sad at the end, hearing the story about him passing away and everything. But it was a little out of place, like that John Tenta's not, and they even acknowledge that in the episode. There's nothing like Dark Side of the Ring-ish about John Tenta, but I did enjoy the episode. I heard some people making fun of like that they have the reenactments and stuff, but I love that. I think that's like it really makes the show stand out to me.
Yeah,
how they have the reenactments and everything. I love those flashback scenes. I think that's really good stuff.
I guess they had a reenactment of Buff Bagwell's mom shaving his balls.
Yes, they did. They had that story on there, and that was good stuff. That Slick Johnson was telling the referee. He told that story. Okay. I didn't know they were big friends, but apparently they grew up together.
I'm looking forward to that episode because I've seen Bagwell's I don't know if he did anything before The Handsome Stranger, but I saw him since The Handsome Stranger on. So
that aired last week, so it is out now. Okay. I watched it and it was really good. I haven't watched the one from last night. I think that was
Did you ever see The Handsome Stranger stuff? Because I was a big Global fan because it would come on. It was on right after I got home from school when I was in, I don't know, junior high maybe. And I'd watch it every day and I really liked it. And so many of the guys went on to be, big WCW guys. So it was really cool that's where I saw Harlan Heat and The Handsome Stranger and Raven. And he wasn't, he was Scotty the Body, but I liked it. It was good. It went downhill very fast, but I don't know how long it really ran, but it probably seemed longer because I was a kid, but I always enjoyed it.
Maybe a year or so, but
yeah,
time doesn't go by quickly when you're a kid, it seems like. But no, I never seen any of the Global stuff really, other than just clips that I've seen outside of like, I didn't even know it existed back then. But yeah, it was a good episode, the Buff Bagwell one. There was some stuff in there that I wasn't aware of about I don't know if I've ever heard the story or not where he shot his dad.
No, I've never heard of that either. I heard one of the someone reviewing it, one of the wrestlers.
Yeah, I must have just never heard that story because it was new to me when I seen the episode.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh man, I never heard that story. So that was pretty neat. Some new stuff on Buff. This stuff.
Yeah, I like Buff. I even like the. I know Cornette was making fun of that. Like it's. I remember it being over at the time though, the Handsome Stranger, and it wasn't. I mean, wrestling was filled with like really corny gimmicks at the time, so it wasn't really anything over the top, stupid or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It was better than like a lot of the WWF gimmicks. It was better than like TL Hopper, the wrestling plumber, or something.
Yeah, really. I mean, this is wrestling we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I mean, and they did get into some of the stuff about him being the escort for a while and filming that show, the Gigolo show or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'd recommend it. So far, so good with the Dark Side of the Ring. I've really enjoyed it. Haven't watched the
one coming up.
I don't know. I know it was who was it last? Oh, it was Gordy, Terry Gordy.
Oh, nice.
Last night.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet, but Harley's got to be coming soon because that's the one where you have a clip from or where we have whatever. I'm not sure what exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
using,
sure either.
but
so we'll find out. I actually was trying to. I was skimming that episode because it's the 2000. We've had them on twice, but it's the 2006 one, and the acid story's not in there, which I thought might have been something. I know once it might have been the second interview where he talked about he's going to throw acid on Hogan or something.
Yeah,
that wasn't on there, so I'm not really sure what it could be. There is a story about like putting gasoline in someone's like breather. Like they take out the medicine and they replace it with gasoline, and some about like a guy like coming into the bar and like shooting at people or something. There's some really crazy like rib stories, so it could be though. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it will be, but it could be some good stuff. I mean, we interviewed Harley several times, so
yeah,
he's always good to us. He didn't like us laughing a whole lot, but
no, yeah, I'm a big fan. Jonathan Jackson. Should we go over these questions from last week and this week?
Sure. Questions.
Jonathan Jackson. Also, we're not going to stay on super late, but if you guys want to join us, here is the link. And you can join in for us on the questions. Also, remember, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell icon, not the internet icon. Share this out, and if you can, join the Headyverse to help support the show. I believe I need to pay Tyler soon for all the. It's like I don't know, but anyway, if you want to help support the show for the cost going in, you can super chat. You can Venmo Headyverse. Venmo is going to be better than the super chat because YouTube takes a giant cut. So you can Venmo Headyverse, or you could PayPal, which I'm not sure which. Venmo is the easiest. If you like to, you don't have to, but if you'd like to help out, you'll get your name in the credits. And I'll go over all the fine people who helped sponsor the show here. But we do have their names across the bottom right now. El Santos World, Brian Clutter, and Coast LPA are our fine sponsors.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, this is Jonathan Jackson. Is Vince McMahon responsible for Lana leaving Miro? Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but after all this stuff, Lana and Miro have actually split up.
I hear that they're still good with one another, though, as far as like having a working relationship.
Maybe.
But like, yeah. Well, I mean, you had that story that you told me. I don't know if like you want to say it or not, but I
saw Lana.
You seen her out at a bar, and somebody was kind of,
and she was not with Miro. This was the week. It was a weekend of a WWE pay-per-view before they either one went to AEW.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, we lost Reddy.
I'm a huge Miro fan. He's legit one of my favorites. All that being said, I think over this last year, we kind of see why he never was really given the ball. And you can't, especially in modern day, you can't like never job or even refuse to be thrown out of a battle royal. That's just like ludicrous. So I mean, it's hard to do anything with the guy, to be honest. And if all that stuff's true, I hate to say it, but I think you just let him go. Like if he won't do anything, like won't even be in a battle royal unless he wins. Like I would just let the guy go. It's like I don't know what AEW's at its best when everyone in the company is really working together for the betterment of the company. And when you have some people in there who aren't really part of that, like as much as I love Punk, he like really kind of messed up the company. I think they just don't fit in the company, you know? Has anyone in the Headyverse announced they'd return to the show only if Incher leaves in your head? So this was from last week when your boy Ryback, he said that he'll return to WWE if I don't forget who it was they fired. If they fired Triple H or something.
Yeah, I think if like Rock was over the company and it was
Rock,
just Triple H,
yeah.
which Rock is on the board now, and I guess
You think when they heard that they're like Triple H, you're out of here. We're getting Ryback back.
they're like, we need this guy so bad right now. He's out there proving like what a beacon of knowledge he is. And
Yeah.
we need
and how
to get
much
him
he
in
loves
the
the
company.
business because look at all the wrestling he's been doing.
He's had like 2 or 3 matches in like 4 or 5 years.
I've seen him eat more food than I've seen him wrestle. Like,
Would that be
for
his
sure.
gimmick when he came back, Bruce? He'd just be like, start eating Whoppers.
Yeah, he's like the man who never gains weight kind of gimmick. But then someone breaks it and he gets really fat or something.
Well, it's honest to be honest. If he would stop working out and stuff, and he ate like he does, he probably would like balloon huge. But he would probably burns massive amounts of calories because he's
he has his own fans where he should wrestle next to me, and just retire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did have really good burgers last night though. After we went to after we left the barcade, it was like 1 a.m. and it's called Haven Brothers Burgers. It's a diner that's it's actually a portable diner, so it's like a food truck, but it's actually you can go in and sit down in it.
Oh, that's neat.
It's open. I don't know how openly. It's open later than 1 a.m. anyway. And honestly, I've never had a better burger. Is it the best burger? I'm going to say it's the best cheeseburger I've ever had. It was great. Just old school, two thin patties where they smash them like smash burgers on the flat iron, and they put 2 of them together, but they're thin, so it's not like a giant thick burger. And cheese, I had mine with bacon. Troy just had plain cheese, and just nothing like crazy about it. Just very good. It's really good. And there's
Bruce
something
has
cool
got him a
about
burger right now.
Yeah. And there's something cool about a diner on wheels.
Yeah, I've never seen a place like that
That's
around
awesome.
here, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, apparently it's been
I
there
like
for a long
diners.
time.
My mom worked at a Waffle House. That's kind of like a diner.
Yeah, Waffle House. It's very diner-esque. I always love the
Oh, that's
wow.
awesome.
So it's just like
They're
a
like a
trailer, then they got the steps that go up.
Semi or something.
Yeah,
almost.
it's just like
That's
parked
crazy.
there. And over on the left here is the kitchen part. Over here, they don't have a ton of seats, but probably could hold like 6, 8, maybe 10 people at the most. Like, and it's not a huge menu like burgers, fries. And
Is it more like
chicken
an
tenders.
RV that has a pullout or something, or is it?
It's like a
like that?
trailer, like yeah.
Oh,
It's cool though. We've been there one other time when we were at the same arcade. So if you're ever in Providence, Rhode Island, I would suggest it. It's a really cool place.
sounds good to me.
And you can get a single patty if you want, but their regular ones are double. Then you can get the small one that's just and really good fries too.
French fries for this guy.
Exactly. And then I poured them all over my crotch, but they're super hot incher. They burn my balls.
Did
No,
you
I
really
didn't do
have to
that,
say
but-
that?
If
Hello,
guys with fries
Goosey.
ever happens, can I be the salt guy with like below the salt?
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can sprinkle it like that guy.
Bruce the Salt Boy.
Yeah.
Get
I'll
in
have
there,
salt
Bruce.
everywhere. Pink salt. on everything.
Enter, would you do guys and fries and we'll just slather you in ketchup?
Well, I was going to say no until you said slather me in ketchup. That sounds delightful.
What would be your fry of choice? Like shoestring, curly fry,
Crinkle cut.
crinkle cut?
Potato
I
wedges.
mean, I like all fries. I do not discriminate. But if I had to choose a fry, I
I'm
would
kind of a
probably say-
potato wedge guy at the moment.
I would say probably crinkle cut, just because it's like the quintessential like French fry. in
I
my
like
opinion.
waffle fry.
Mhm.
Oh, I love waffle fries. Yeah, I like them all just about.
I'm not a
Although
big potato
shoestring, I'm not a fan of shoestring. Like, cause it seems like it's just teasing you. It's like you're
Yeah,
just
you
just got,
really got to
Yeah, you
eat
have
like
to
a
eat a whole
handful
bunch
of
of
them,
them,
I
yeah.
think. And
Yeah.
if you just eat one, it's like
and it's hard to dip them in ketchup. So
that's true.
Yeah, you get ketchup all over your fingers.
I got a question about that.
Hmm.
Has anybody ever had a crinkle fry that wasn't limp? I've never had
oh
one.
yeah,
That wasn't
saying,
limp?
like,
I
most of them-
mean,
Really?
you have to
Oh,
work
yeah.
most of the ones you get are
I'm
like
not
soggy.
a fan of. I'm a fan. My fries have to be crispy.
Yeah,
When
Right.
we were
Yes.
at McDonald's,
lunchroom ones are just like a
yeah,
clump.
that's not good. So, fuck
you have
that.
to, like,
you
pull 'em
need a
apart.
crispy fry. You need a fry that's not. I remember I was really mad when we were at that McDonald's in Charlotte, and the fries were all soggy.
yeah. I had
Oh,
some
fuck.
soggy.
Yeah,
fries
that's
tonight.
disgusting.
They're
Yeah.
they're nasty.
Yeah, they're all greasy and stuff.
And I would listen to Howard Stern, and they were talking about Raising Cane's and like Gary Delabate and John Hine. They were really putting it over, and I got a chance to try it, and I was so excited to try it, and it was nothing special whatsoever. It was awful, honestly. Like in the fries, they were all soggy, and it was
Yeah,
just
but,
like, what the
big
hell?
waffle fry things or the big wedge ones.
I think
Did
they
you get
had.
the wedge ones?
Oh, steak cuts.
I
Steak
think they were
cut.
crinkle cut there too.
There's-
I think.
Yeah, something.
But it was very disappointing.
I had
Because
it
I was all
once
built
in
up thinking I was going to
Mississippi.
get something great. Oh, really?
Yeah, when I moved back to Mississippi when I was like 20 something, I got it. Someone was like, "Oh, you got to go there," and they're like, "You got to put the toast with the chicken finger with the sauce and the
Mhm.
fry on and eat it all like that." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome chicken fingers, but they're really good."
Yeah. I didn't have too much
But-
of a problem with the chicken fingers. I thought they might would have tasted like something like had their own distinct taste or something, but they didn't. And like the fries were very, very disgusting. So I wasn't a fan, and it was expensive too. I mean, it wasn't
We
a
talking
cheap visit.
Canes?
Do what?
Raising Canes?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Horrendously overhyped.
Oh my god, I was so let down. That was the first time I tried them, and it was not good.
Mm.
The chicken fingers are fine, but I would have expected something better for their reputation. But
I do like the cane sauce is pretty good, but yeah, the rest.
yeah, it was all right. I don't hate it, but
It's comeback
I
sauce.
mean, I got 2 meals and it was like $32, and I was,
Yeah, no, it ain't cheap.
I was
Come
just
on,
like,
back.
damn, I'd
Here's
rather
the
go to this
diamond.
place. It looks good.
Yeah. So here's the inside. So like not a ton of people could sit here, but it's still cool that like they even have seats
Wow.
at all. And they have the thing.
Hmm.
And it was all these pictures of different like locals, not local, but like celebrities who've stopped and ate there. So that was fun. Here's the burgers, really good. The fries.
Did you
I
ask
had
them
the
to put
murder
your picture
burger,
on the
which-
wall?
I need it. Yeah, I had the murder burger,
Nice.
which is that right there.
Ooh, that looks good.
That's a lot of bacon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, that's bacon.
This one's a triple burger, I think, because ours was doubles. But
Ooh.
anyway, the place is really good.
Now I'm wanting a burger.
I know. Now I made myself hungry.
I
Artery
have turkey
clogging.
burgers in my fridge.
Turkey burgers are all right.
Yeah.
I've grilled them before. They're pretty good.
I have butterball.
Yeah, that's the ones that I've had. Yeah, I just
The
put them on the grill.
onion ones. They were buy one box and get 2 boxes free
Mm.
for $9.99.
Damn,
That's
hold
so
on.
many.
I thought this was. I
burgers.
knew this place was old, but Haven Brothers Burger was founded in 1893.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
1893.
Yeah.
1890.
Are they the one of the places that use the same grease or something?
Haven Brothers, family-owned business and a cultural icon in the heart of downtown Providence, Rhode Island, founded in 1893.
Whoa.
Damn, that's
Okay.
pretty amazing. Now I like him even better. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to let the cats in.
Oh, I thought you were going to go down to Haven Brothers.
No,
The
I wish I
Fly
cats
up.
in. Meow.
Yeah.
Fly up to Boston real quick.
He's gonna go eat a cat.
It's in Providence.
Elf.
So it's actually closer to Songman. It's over in Rhode Island.
Is it stable there? Is it like
Yeah, I think it's always parked there.
that's awesome?
I don't know what it was back in 1893 because it wouldn't have been like a trailer.
A horse and buggy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They also have milkshakes, and they have like 32 milkshakes, but it's
Oh.
it's a small plate. I don't know how they have so much ingredients in there to make so many different kinds. But I've never had their milkshakes yet. I try not to eat a lot of burger stuff, but every once in a while you have to have a cheat day.
If the beef is good, then it's more like you're eating beef.
Yeah, well, I try not to eat bread, honestly. But anyway, it's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it. So what's on your mind, Ludite?
An article in the book called Dropkick Murphy. And apparently he was an old-time wrestler who was really famous and had addiction problems.
Oh,
But
really?
I've never heard of him. Have you guys heard of him?
What was his
Who?
name?
Dropkick Murphy, like the band.
Dropkick. I knew the Dropkick Murphys, but
But
I
I
don't
guess
know
they
the
got
rest.
the name from this guy.
Really?
I bought the book, but I haven't. I got other books I want to read first.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with it.
Mm.
Yeah,
How do you say that?
I've been listening to Android's Dream of Electric Sheep is what I'm currently listening to. But
That's
I'm a
a
big
good one.
audiobook fan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I am pro audiobook.
But if you look in there, it's a new release.
Is it on Audible?
Yeah, it came out, I think, on Tuesday.
Hmm.
Okay, let me look it up.
But I never heard of this guy. And apparently he was really big.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, obviously-
Dropkick Murphy. Oh yeah, well he looks
If
like
it
he's
were-
like from the 1800s or something.
Yeah, but still, you hear of people. We know about Farmer Brown and everything.
Yeah, I know. I have a shirt of the man. I need to
Well,
make
people
a
know
shirt of
the
Dropkick
word
Murphy.
Dropkick Murphy. Like,
Yeah.
if it came from him, then it's something that was lost to history that needs to be rediscovered by Jackie Jones.
Newspapers called him the man with the cast iron toes,
With a shirt.
the best drop kicker in
Whoa.
wrestling, and one of the Mad Game's biggest box office attractions. But Dr. John Dropkick Murphy's legacy extends far beyond the wrestling ring. Decades before the Betty Ford Center became a household name, and long before the band the Dropkick Murphys named themselves in honor, the phrase going to Dropkicks meant a person struggling with addiction needed help and would soon get some.
Mm.
The book chronicles for the first time the unbelievable life of Dropkick Murphy, a professional wrestler who put himself through medical school during the Great Depression and then opened Bellows Farm, a one-of-a-kind institution that served as both a facility where elite athletes could train as well as a secluded place where down on their luck alcoholics could go to sober up discreetly. The
Whoa.
celebrities who frequented Dropkick Murphy's farm were many and numerous professional athletes would go there to focus on their training and work out in the state-of-the-art gymnasium. As a result, Bellows Farm featured an unrivaled and revolving cast of colorful characters who brought it to life.
Oh my God.
Drawing on years' research and interviews, author Emily Sweeney goes behind the scenes to reveal the untold story of Murphy's life, his farm, and the legendary events that unfolded there. With introduction, an updated epilogue narrated by author Emily Sweeney, a forward narrated and written by Dropkick Murphy band founder Ken Casey, and the meat of the hook narrated by award-winning Bostonian Chris Culia from Leonardo Audio, a New England audiobook imprint. Interesting. Well, they should have got me to read it. I'm from the area. I need to do the Jackie Jones story. Put it up on. Can you just put your own audiobook up on Audible?
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm sure.
Just declare yourself a publishing company. And write a book and then read it.
You could just like dictate a book and then have it like auto captioned and then have it transcribed. So you don't even have to write anything. Boom. AI, baby.
All right. All right. By the way, if you're going to be in the group and complain about when the show's live, leave the group because the group is made for the show. That is the whole point. The primary purpose of the Facebook group is for the show. It's in the title, In Your Head Wrestling Radio. That is what the group is about.
As we've come to learn, I think 90% of the group actually doesn't know the show exists.
So if you're in the group and the show's
I always
live,
get blocked in the Facebook page, so like,
and you don't,
I am
you
on
don't
the
want
show.
to, you don't want to be tagged in that, then leave the group. I think should be common knowledge. If I was part of a group for some type, any kind of show, and they tagged me in stuff about the show, where it's just tagged everyone in the group, and I didn't want to know about that, I would not be part of that group.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't go around tagging people that aren't in the group. You have to be in the group to be tagged when we're live. What I'm saying, Incher, is Mr. Timothy Beal, who we've had a history with, Tim Beal, he's bitching about being tagged when the show goes live.
No.
Within the group, when it's tagged to everyone. The group is the IY. It's facebook.com/group/IYH Wrestling. The name of the group is In Your Head Wrestling Radio. So if you're there, the whole point of that group is about this show.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to know about the show or be involved, that's fine. But it's not on us. It's on you. Leave the group. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It's not even brain science or rocket surgery either.
But if it's both of those things at once, like a rocket brain.
75% of the group doesn't know this show actually exists. I mean, the guy that last week.
This guy's actually set up guests for the show, so he does know the show exists. So, and we've known him since 2005, so he probably knows that there's the show. But
there's the guy that
has
called
been a very
me
annoying guy.
The guy that last week I questioned why Willow and what's her face for the main event, and the guy called me a WWE mark. Like, yeah, Goosey, the notorious WWE.
Well, yeah, it's the only problem because if I'm obviously an AEW fan, but whenever I question anything about it, I get the same thing. Like I'm like, no, I'm not. want the show to be good, and I actually really enjoy the show. And every once in a while, I talk, something I don't like about it, but anyway, Andrew, he was the guy that used to get us. He would always say it was going to be someone else, and it would always end up being Warrington Gillette.
Oh yeah. It's like we get all pumped up. And then it is a Warrington Gillette.
Yeah, and then I actually tried to get Warrington Gillette for my film for Once a Future Smash because I thought it would be funny. For people who don't know the backstory, Once a Future Smash is a mockumentary about two older actors who both take credit for playing the same slasher, and it would have been funny to me if Warrington Gillette was in this because of his history with possibly taking more credit than he may deserve for a role. Anyway. And he wanted $10,000 and 30% of the movie.
$10,000 and 30% of the movie.
Yeah.
Was he that Ultimate Warrior guy?
No.
Oh,
No. You know who I'm talking about?
Warrior
though?
Moon or whatever, or One Warrior Nation. That's it.
That's
One
what I
Warrior
thought you were
Nation.
talking about. Okay,
No, it's a different dude.
Yeah. I thought that was very fun. And nothing against Warrington Gillette. He's a good dude. No, but I mean, no one's gonna like. Man, I need to see this because Warrington Gillette.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. I mean, if you're not a Friday 13th fan, you probably don't even know who Warrington Gillette is. More than likely, I feel pretty safe in that assessment.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where were we? Intro.
Question number 2. Yeah.
3 actually. By the way, if you're gonna have the you should have already done this, but if you haven't, I'll give you a couple more days to fill out the headies. We're gonna do the headies Tuesday.
I've filled out my part of the ballot. And it
Yeah.
has been sent in.
And Lexar out there is man, for someone who doesn't really do shit in life, he bitches a lot. He's pissed about the ice cream man.
What the ice cream man do to him?
He's like, "What the ice cream man? He shouldn't be. It annoys me hearing that the ice cream man truck." He's a very miserable Lexar. I like you, but you don't be so miserable.
Do we need to start? Do we need to
If
start?
you're pissed about the ice cream man, you got to rethink your life at that point. I think.
I jump up and run around and look for money when I hear that.
Exactly.
Shit.
Is that the issue? Does he not have money for the ice cream man? Maybe we need to start a GoFundMe for Lexar's ice cream.
I think he thinks they're like the liberal agenda or something.
I need ice cream.
Oh, so
They're
it's
going to
deeper than that.
indoctrinate the kids with the ice cream.
Oh,
I don't know what he thinks. It's just the fucking ice cream man. Then he's like,
You're hot
just
rod.
cancel the headies. And I was like, why? I don't know. He's just this miserable guy. Lexar, cheer up.
cheer up, Lexar.
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah, put
Go
that
get-
mat in the washing machine, wash it out, clean it all up. It'll make you feel. No, I'm
There
joking.
you
Do not do that.
He
Go buy
wants
some
the
new
blood
tires.
out.
Not wash all the blood stains.
Yeah, go get you like a bubblegum nosed cowboy, if they still make those.
Hey,
You remember
Heck
those?
is that?
cocaine?
No, he had he was a cowboy that was had a bubblegum nose, and he was made out of ice cream.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't
yeah.
remember that one actually. I like the
It's
push
just having
up.
strange dreams again.
hmm
I like the old school.
No,
push
I didn't
up.
make this one up.
I like
I
the
thought-
Italian ice. I like a Choco Taco.
Choco
that's
tacos are
good.
good.
Yeah.
They
They're
threatened
pretty
they
bad,
were
those
taking
guys.
them away, but
Yeah.
I think they're still making them.
I like a strawberry shortcake or toasted almond.
Mm. I like good old bomb pops with the gum. in it.
Yeah. See, Lexar, the ice cream man's good. That's Americana ice cream man. What kind of asshole's anti-ice cream man? Lexar, you don't want to be the mean old bastard in the neighborhood. When I was a kid, the mean old bastard was Mr. Small. And he'd come out, he'd just stand in his window and he'd come out and grab your football, your frisbee, or whatever, basketball, if it went in his yard, he'd run inside with it. And everyone hated the guy. He'd call the cops on us when we lighting fireworks. And when he passed away, I got an email from Mark Avoni. Ding dong, the old bastard's dead with his obituary because nobody liked the old man, Mr. Small. You don't want to be the old man, Mr. Small, in the neighborhood. Show it again,
Yeah.
Insure.
I've seen Ninja Turtle ones too now, and
Yeah, I've
Bubble
never seen that one.
Bill.
Mickey Mouse ones. Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse ones were really popular when I was a
Mickey
kid.
Mouse ones were good too. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I've never seen that one either.
Those are cool.
Weird.
I
Must be a
haven't seen them in a
hillbilly
long
one.
time.
I'm joking.
The hillbilly one, yeah. I got it at Myrtle Beach, I think, once when I was a kid. So.
Did they have like squeal
That's
squeal
fancy.
like a pig bomb pops or anything?
Oh my
You
god.
got a
No,
pretty
I don't.
mouth.
I don't think they had any of those. No.
The pig with a bubble gum for the asshole.
Damn.
Oh Lord.
You just have to nibble on it to get it out of there.
Coast
Anyway,
Coast approves. Coast, what's your favorite? You're not anti ice cream man, are you?
No, but when I like the Neapolitan, I'll eat the
Ah,
strawberry
Yeah.
and the vanilla, but I'll throw the chocolate away. I'll give that to
Oh,
the dog or
no.
something.
I am not a big chocolate fan either, actually.
chocolate
Oh,
ice
no.
cream is fake.
I think
No, I
real-
will not have this.
I think
I love
original
chocolate ice cream.
Neapolitan actually has pistachio in it.
I like Rocky Road, maybe like
It's
Frosties,
pistachio.
but that's about
Green
That's about all.
gravy. Hey, did you
Some
know
of
that
that
Three
Ben and
Musketeers
Jerry's stuff is weird.
used to be like that? It would have a chocolate, a vanilla, and a strawberry. That's why it was Three Musketeers.
Oh.
But then they had to change. They changed it to just chocolate because that was the most popular one. So it makes no sense now.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
that's amazing.
hmm
Now it's just like a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Dave Deadman
it
says I used to
confuses
like
me.
the ones that were a baseball mitt with the little baseball gumball in the center. I don't remember that.
I
one.
remember that one. Yeah, I
That
remember
makes
that.
sense actually as a thing.
Pepe Petit says he probably thinks Clint Howard's cruising his neighborhood.
Oh yeah, the ice cream man. Ice cream for ice cream.
He's wanting to do a sequel to that.
Let's get it done.
Yeah, let's get some money behind it. Let's do it.
You know, I've never seen it, and
Really?
I just know the box art is pretty notorious,
Yeah,
and
it's not good.
that's one I need to see. One I've never seen, and I watched it a few weeks ago, was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Really, you've
So,
never seen Killer
yeah.
Clowns?
I've seen it now, but I haven't seen it for.
Oh wow.
That was my first viewing, but I know they're coming out with a game, and I wanted to watch the movie before I got the game. So
Probably like
I-
Black Light,
It's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
kind of.
mm-hmm.
That
I like
was
it
a
all
cartoon
right.
once.
Yeah, that cartoon.
Yeah, I remember Attack of Killer Tomatoes.
It was a fad
Killer
for
Clowns
like
from Outer
6
Last
months.
year, I actually had the brothers on from Killer Clowns who made the movie. It's really
Oh,
good.
I
really?
think I
That's
watched
pretty
that.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think I've owned a copy of it for years too. I think I have a DVD copy.
Really
My
of it.
weird,
brother
'cause-
loved that movie.
It was always a cult movie,
Growing
but oh, my hot rod's falling down. Over the last few years, it's really become like more mainstream. Like you see, at like Halloween store, all kinds of Killer Clown stuff, which I never really expected to see.
Uh-huh. Well, speaking of DVDs, Jackie Jones, I want to. This
Hot Rod
goes out.
fell down, but behind it, I think it was just Brian Danielson one to pop up.
Mhm. So speaking of DVDs and movies that we own, I have went out and I look all over eBay for the cheapest copy of Vertical Limit.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah!
That's
So-
Lucy's
It has a
favorite
sticker
film.
on it. Does it have a sticker on it?
Yeah, the Blockbuster sticker.
Hell
So
Hell
to
yeah.
kill, I now own the cheapest copy of Vertical Limit from eBay, and I will be viewing this one eventually.
No
Isn't
even
that
cover
buying
or
stolen
anything?
property?
No cover.
Loose
It
disc.
came in a sleeve like this. and I'm going to watch Vertical Limit. And I've been told
I heard Lexar
Vertical
comes in a
Limit's
sleeve
actually
like that.
somebody backed up Nikhil. They said Vertical Limit is better than Cliffhanger.
Really?
Yes.
No. I've watched like 5
Yeah,
minutes
but-
of that movie and it's terrible.
He also thinks,
Vertical
yeah,
Limit.
but Nikhil
Right.
also thinks Cliffhanger is better than Rocky.
I've watched like Cliffhanger like 5 times, which is okay.
I don't dislike Cliffhanger, but I mean it's no Rocky.
It gets worse with age, very much.
I saw it. I actually saw it at the theater, but I don't know if I've seen it.
I
since.
think I did too. It was a big movie.
Last time I had ice
Vertical
cream was
Limit.
homemade blackberry ice cream from my town's local winery that used to be my great grandmother's house.
Winery. That's an interesting concept.
Vines. Wishes.
Do you want to have a watch party with me, Jones? We'll watch Vertical Limit together.
Do it up. Let's party down, intro. That'll be a bigger party than when we were on the party bus.
You could do it on Twitch, and you could actually like.
Do it on Discord.
True.
Oh
Hmm.
man,
Yeah,
you're
the
gonna
Heavy
get
versus
fired from AEW.
Yeah, we'll get the Vertical Limit people will come after us.
Yeah.
We'll have Chris O'Connell coming after us. They'll be like, what the hell?
Ian
are you
Rick and
doing,
Boney's
Joe?
gonna have a problem with you watching Vertical Limit.
The bad
Get me
Robin.
fired.
Do I have a picture of the party bus?
I don't know.
I did find one. I'll share.
Oh boy.
Here
This
comes
was the party bus. This was Jackie. A picture intro took, I believe, of me on the party bus.
Oh fuck.
Whoa.
Look at him. He says he doesn't have a
Jacket.
drinking problem.
Just fuck torched. Ugh,
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
1 week. This is a true story, actually. 1 week from today, March 28th, is 5 years since I stopped drinking.
Attaboy.
Oh, awesome.
That was a good look, though. It looked like Undertaker.
Ah,
Mhm.
If he were actually a dead man.
you look like Paul Bear in his current state.
Man, I had big wrists, and the NWA Legends thing barely fit around my wrist. I still have that shirt, actually, if anyone wants to buy that shirt that I'm wearing at the party bus. But they're cool. They have a in your head embroidered patch on the breast. Let's see. I don't know where it is though. It's either I think it's a 4X.
I keep buying all your shirts, and I'm like, I could fit in like a boy's large shirt.
Yeah, that's all
But
right.
I keep buying all your 3X shirts.
Bruce
I
is
have a
buying
couple-
Jack's shirts to use as like bed blankets.
I
I
have
just
a
like
couple of my old hoodies that I wear to sleep in because they're really big and roomy.
You're not using them like Lexar. You're putting them on the floor or anything.
No,
Just throw them in the corner of the bedroom.
I just found a bunch of vintage TNA shirts I didn't even know I had. Anyone size? They're all size 3X. The only one I knew I had was Abyss, and I sold it a while ago on eBay. Actually, went pretty well. But these are it's a Hulk Hogan, a Hulkamania TNA shirt. That's kind of cool. Kurt Angle, Motor City Machine Guns.
so all the times you went on that website, you actually bought stuff.
Honestly, my vague memory is I think I got them brown bag specials from Don West.
Oh yeah,
You had an Aces and Eights one, I remember, and
Yeah, I didn't
beer
find-
money.
Yeah, I had beer money, the Pope.
He was still selling those at Starcast like a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Those
I bought
TNA
one at
ones.
Starcast. It was kind of cool though. I got a 4 Horsemen shirt,
Yeah.
an Arn Anderson autograph, I think. No, it was Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan autograph 8x10, 4 Horsemen T-shirt, which is really cool, and It was like a deck of cards from the first All In, and an AEW pin from like All In, I think. It was cool though. It was only like $20. Actually, it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don West sold me on it, and it actually was a pretty good deal. I was like, hell yeah, it's cool.
He gave you the good deal.
Yeah, even the just the Horseman shirt would have been worth that.
Yeah.
I'd mark out if I met Don West.
Oh yeah, Don West was a legit good guy.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Don West.
I've lived in Mississippi and Iowa for the majority of my life, and nobody comes here. So I've never met anybody. So I'd be starstruck by like Virgil when I met him. I was like, oh my God, it's Virgil. Like,
Virgil is
My Don West story from Starcast, it was Friday morning. I was deathly hungover. There were 2 people sitting at the bar. I walked up and I had to order alcohol. It was one of those, I was so drunk from the night before that if I didn't start drinking, it was going to be a disaster.
Hair
And all
of
of
a
a sudden-
dog that bit me.
They bring me a screwdriver, vodka orange juice, and I go, okay, how much to go? It's on the house. The other person sitting at the bar was Don West,
awesome.
drinking at 7:30 in the morning.
oh yeah.
Yeah. He bought me my
Tradition of
drink.
sportscasters
Yeah, it was awesome.
drinking.
Then Eric
Wow.
Bischoff walked up and big time everybody.
So there it is. That was the special I bought. It wasn't a brown. They put it in a tote bag, but it says Starcast on it. So they must have that somewhere.
Pretty sweet.
And look, Don West is all. Plus, he gave me a free picture too. So, but they legit had Don West working though, didn't they, Goosey? I
Yeah.
kinda felt bad. In a
It
way,
was
like,
right in
all
the
3
corner
days-
there as soon as you got right next to the restaurant.
I'm like, they got this poor old dude out here just selling shirts.
It's fuck.
He's just
This was
screaming
sure,
Gem Mint 10 at the top of his lungs every 35 seconds.
So there's a Starcast too. I guess it was probably from the previous one, but I didn't care. I thought it was a cool shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No matter which horseman you pick,
Yeah.
it'll be.
Then they had everybody else inside that small room in the basement that could fit about 7 people in. Just so stuffy in there, and all of a sudden, like a London Blaze was sitting down there.
Yeah, I
Kelly
remember
Kelly, you know.
she did like
I think
well,
so.
it wasn't a yoga thing. It was something though.
What?
She did some kind of like I don't know, remember what it was exactly.
She's been talking to Bull Nakano lately, so I'm gonna try to talk to Bull Nakano somehow. That's one of my goals in life.
Bull Nakano's
like
the news. She's going to the Hall of Fame.
I know,
Yeah.
it's weird. I've been obsessed with her forever. Now she's finally getting her due.
Here's with
There he is.
so
Mel-
me and Dave actually stayed in the cheaper hotel that shared. So Starcast was in like the big hotel, and then there was a hotel that was much cheaper, and it shared the same parking lot. You just had to walk through the parking lot. It was like a 2-minute walk,
I totally do.
and Dave was also there. So Dave was also a frugal man.
hmm
Although honestly, mine was paid for by my whole trip was paid for by Chinatown Matt, my money mark.
So
Maybe Dave's was too. I don't know. Maybe Chinatown Matt flew Dave Meltzer in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only picture I ever got of Starcast was when I went to the one in Baltimore. I got one with Fred Ottman. That was pretty fucking cool, actually.
Yeah, with the
Oh,
mask.
that's
That's
cool.
pretty
The
cool.
Shockmaster. It was fucking awesome.
That was actually in our hotel. I walked downstairs to walk over, and Dave Meltzer was in. I don't know if I think he might have been getting breakfast because they had their free breakfast. And I was like, and I just kind of looked at. I was like, Dave Meltzer, can I get a picture? And he's like, okay. And so,
Sure.
I didn't. It was just very strange to just see Dave in my hotel room. Well, not my
Mhm.
hotel room, but in the lobby. I think it was in the breakfast area. Actually. Let's see here. Will someone be nude for the moment of the year Headies nomination? Interesting.
Oh,
the moment of the year.
Coast, have you voted in the Headies?
Not yet, but I will. I
right.
swear. I will.
Message me and I'll send you a link. By the way, you were gonna message me
Cool.
last week. Where did you message me? I didn't see anything.
Oh, I was going to message you that email from
Yeah.
Nan to give to those the kids on the vampire, but
Yeah.
she never got back to me. Unfortunately, maybe I need to check the email again or something.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering because I didn't see an email from you. But email me if you like.
Sorry about
If
that.
you need an email, and I'll send you the link for the headies. It's on the Facebook group if you're not on.
Oh,
If you're
okay,
not on it,
okay.
or anyone listening who's not in the Facebook group, email me, Jack IYH. No, is that right?
I can't.
It's email me IYHwrestling@gmail.com.
Jack is
And I'll
back,
send you-
brother. at Hotmail.com.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
currently protesting Facebook and Instagram right now.
all right.
For,
Yeah, no
for
problem. That's why
TikTok.
we might make a Discord. Are you pro or anti Discord?
Oh, I'm fine with Discord.
Could I get the link and just post it here in the chat?
Yeah, you can do that. Do you have it handy?
I'll go
grab
get it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can grab it real quick.
All right. You do that,
It's not on
Inchman.
the
Be a good
screen.
boy. Send it in the group. Oh yeah, I could put it across the screen.
I'm looking.
I'm gonna tattoo it across Inch's face
Whoa.
You are.
With what?
with my jism. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jesus.
invisible
Jesus
link.
Too long of a. I need to find a shorter. Well, I can't really put this link across the screen. It'd be weird. But if you're in the chat here,
Here, I'm
And-
gonna get it and post it.
and I'll also put it in the description of the show. And big shout out actually to Jonathan
Oh, did you get it?
Jackson. Yeah, that's all right though. Thank you.
Oh.
Big shout out to Jonathan Jackson who actually put that whole ballot together. It's a good man.
Most definitely.
Jonathan Jackson, why does Lexar hate women? That's a good question.
I think he loves women. He just doesn't understand how to
It's
talk.
like he loves them so much that it just turns to hate.
It's like
Have you ever loved
Mice and Men.
someone? Have you ever
the
loved
rabbits?
someone?
Oh,
So
Fucking love it, John.
I'm trying to do like a cheesy movie trailer.
is this how
you
you
ever
feel
love
about me?
someone that it just turns to hate?
Totally.
That sounds like a whole song.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel about me sometimes, Incher? The love is
It's like,
just
I
so
love
deep
him
for
so
me, it turns to
much.
hate?
It just turns to hate.
You're like, look over there, Lenny. There's a rabbit.
Tell me about the rabbits again, George.
Bam!
Nah.
In
Like
that
Garrison,
intro, have
he
you
starts
ever
crying.
been just so deep in your hate for me that you just got really horny for me?
We won't talk about that.
All right. Why does Dobbs hate music?
He's British.
I don't know. What, does he hate music?
No, he likes like The Weeknd or something.
Oh. Is that music?
I guess.
Kinda.
It's some singing
I
guy.
thought that was Saturday and Sunday.
Ah.
But oh, don't.
Ah,
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
I wanted
Why-
to make a day in between Sunday and Monday called Smunday, just to
Damn.
extend the weekend.
Noise.
Anyway,
good one.
sorry.
Noise.
This is leap year. We had leap day earlier.
That's a
Not that long
Sunday.
ago. What Jackson wants to know, why does Incher hate why does Incher hate Cody Rhodes?
Why does Incher hate Cody Rhodes?
Mhm.
Because he left AEW and he just didn't like he was getting booed in AEW, and he's all we're starting this as an alternative and everybody's got to jump on board, and I'm an EVP, and then to turn your back on the company and then just go to WWE because you didn't like the reaction you're getting makes you a piece of shit.
I agree. Don't turn
Piece
your back
of
on the
shit.
Wolfpack.
Cody Rhodes. That's what they should name him.
Don't turn your back on the
Like
Wolfpack.
slave
Your
going
body
back to the
ends up
farm.
in a body bag.
You might end up in the body bag.
But we're not wishing that on.
No. We're not going that far.
Let's talk politics for the next 20 minutes. No,
Uh-oh.
that was
Not.
Time to get banned.
Well, let me
Nikhil
do-
Callahan's.
We only do that on Discord.
Exactly. Join the Discord.
The deal.
Nikhil! Steve Macklin confirms rumors about his TNA contract expiring soon. Well, he resigned.
Who?
I don't know.
Who the
Steve
fuck is
Macklin.
Yeah.
Steve Macklin?
I think Steve Macklin's going to resign.
I think he
Who
might
is
be
Steve
going
Macklin?
to GCW.
me see.
GCW is like actually getting WWE. What a weird company for WWE to work with.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler is gonna be part of what's that Bloodsport?
Yeah, it's really that's really
I thought
odd.
you said Steve Blackman.
Head cheese.
Yep.
Early estimates had AEW wrestling between 171,000 175,000 buys. Cool. That's. I mean, I like the show to do well. I guess that's really good. Do I have thoughts on it? Not
Steve
really.
Macklin?
Matt Hardy confirmed. Oh, is that him?
That's
Whoa.
him.
Damn.
Sorry, but when you make that face, we gotta
Ooh,
just.
ah.
Yeah, that's him.
Damn. Did that get you going, Incher?
Yeah.
Look at Incher's eyes. Look at him.
Did you get your
Yeah.
dick
Here's
hard?
another, here's another photo of the man, Steve Macklin.
Why is that your screensaver?
Because I'm his biggest fan now.
You're the one.
I'm the one.
Matt Hardy confirms reports that his AEW contract is expiring soon. Hardy says that he would like to stay in AEW, but understands if not in the cards. Should
He was
stay?
at Raw.
Absolutely not. Fuck Matt Hardy. He sucks. He's washed up. He's done absolutely nothing good in AEW. Everyone he's been partnered with completely falls off the face of the earth.
Mhm.
No.
It's not good that like when Private Party actually came back, the other guy, it's like they're like a bigger deal now. Than he
Yeah,
ever was.
they went into the total abyss when they were with Matt Hardy. You're like, what happened to these guys?
But Brother Zay, yeah, he just kind of went nowheres. Now they're relevant again. But
Instantly. Out of the black hole of Matt Hardy.
I said it once and I'll say it again. He should have never left TNA whenever he was really over. Who knows
True.
what would have happened?
Yeah, they gave him like half the show to put on like little skits with like drones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he was super over then. It killed
Yeah,
the
I mean,
momentum of that
Still
whenever he left.
People still want to see the delete stuff. I mean, honestly, it's what he should do. He can't take bumps anymore. So the delete stuff, he could just go out there and act goofy and people like it. I mean, you probably get some more years out of it.
Most def.
Yeah, for real. He could wear pads under all that
Yeah, he
clothing.
doesn't even really need to wrestle when he's doing it.
You
He
could
can
do
wear
the
the bump
Sting
suit
kinda
like
method.
Jai wanted to wear.
Mm-hmm.
JR said he wrote a new deal. He wrote a completely new deal. No extension, new contract. It was probably the quickest and easiest negotiation I've ever done. In my 50-year career, that's all because of Tony Khan's commitment to me as a broadcaster. Your thoughts? Well, I mean, do I think he really adds a lot at this point? Not necessarily, but it's nice that they have JR.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it is time he should probably retire because he's made some pretty bad calls as of late.
Hot Mike.
It's all right if he comes every once in a while. It's kind of nice to see him. But besides that, like, I don't think he can really. He just doesn't really have it to be a weekly guy. I don't think.
It could be like the product is so different from what he's used to a degree, and like there's no like Stone Cold he can go. He's excited about, you know. Like I just don't think the product excites him like it used to.
Man, where's this girl? Did they shit on her head?
Well, I don't know about all
Can
that.
I get
but-
a slurp? Brr.
Let's just get over it.
Nah. Just get over it. Nah.
WWE surpasses 100 million subscribers on YouTube. What are your thoughts? Hot damn, that's a lot of people.
Yep, I seen
It's been
Triple H
around.
with the big platinum play button or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, I think
it's been
it's
around 50 years. What do you expect?
Yeah, it has been around for a long time. So
On this day in 2010, TNA presented Impact from Universal. It was their first live Impact in the regular Monday slot. RVD making his TNA
Ooh.
debut defeated Sting in just 10 seconds. I actually don't remember that. I remember the show, but I don't remember RVD just beat Sting in 10 seconds. That seems pretty shit.
yeah, it does.
Remember
I
that
was
match.
kind of excited, and then like they did not plan that out well. Like we're gonna go up against Raw. They do the one. Did they do more than one show? And then like then it was not on Mondays anymore. And I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
weird.
weird.
They
But
just kind of.
I remember that. It was like Hogan time, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
like-
looking back, that really did like mess up the show.
yeah,
I think we were in favor of it at the time.
Yeah,
We were just
you
like,
were
just do
totally
it.
like. Yeah, I was listening to In Your Head when all that stuff was happening.
Yeah, I think we're saying just do it because like they're doing nothing anyhow. So
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
yeah,
respect. Wow. What do you say? I don't know if you can play that on ukulele.
Somewhere in time, Dak Darrell's rolling over his grave.
Thinking, God damn it, that guy perfected my tune.
You would have
I
needed
never
a
thought to
ukulele.
do that.
On this day in 1999,
Everything came to
I'm gonna say every time on this day. That's how I'm gonna do it. WCW Nitro. Kevin Nash's first move as Booker was to present a Nitro that featured no wrestling in the first hour. Nash thought that this was wrestling. Thought that wrestling on this wrestling show. This is really whacked out to even read, isn't it? Was unnecessary. Booked the show like this to prove that they draw the same ratings. Any memories? Yeah, it was really a bizarre time. And as a wrestling fan, I've never understood people who don't like wrestling at all in the wrestling. Like I get, I like the whole package. I like the promos and the weirdness, all the stuff. But the idea like you don't want any wrestling on the wrestling show is just, why do you think people are watching it if they don't like the actual wrestling at all? And who, more importantly, like who wants to buy a ticket and you go there and you just sit there for an hour?
That
and
would be
nothing happening?
torture.
Yeah,
Because like that, it's for the people, and it's like a crime drama bullshit gang kind of stuff, and it's like that's when I checked out. Like,
I didn't. It's very. It's even. I remember the time. It's very strange. It's even more strange even look at now that there's always this weird thing about so many people in wrestling either look down at their own fans or they think the people hate wrestling, but yet they watch wrestling. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I watch wrestling, but I hate wrestling. Like, I don't get it.
Kevin Nash got over because he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
His legs like break like candy canes.
I know.
Candy canes.
I always personally thought he got really over because he was with Shawn Michaels and then he was with Scott Hall. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis announced that the Judgment Day will defend the undisputed WWE tag titles in a 6-pack ladder match. What are your thoughts?
In a 6-pack ladder match. Yeah, that's going to be on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're just trying to do like a TLC thing for.
Yeah. Why not just do TLC? It's got the history.
Yeah, they could just call it TLC.
I'm fucking pumped. I don't know about you.
Who's going to be in it? You got the
I'm not
Judgment
sure.
Day, and they're going to wrestle the Judgment Day.
They're going to go up against
DIY.
various members. Okay, DIY.
Miz and R-Truth are apparently in it.
Miz and R-Truth.
Whoa.
That's all I know.
Man.
That's all he knows.
How about wasn't there like a brother team or something I saw in there one day as well?
Creed Brothers or
The
something.
Creed
like that?
Brothers.
Consequences and
Motor City Machine
Consequences
Guns.
Creed
maybe?
and Apollo Creed.
Sean Spears and AEW left on
Creed the band.
amicable terms. Well, thank God for that. A big reason for his return to WWE.
I don't think I'd be heartbroken if like Sean Spears and AEW left on bad terms. I was just like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
A big reason for his return to WWE was that it was better for his family. And when the opportunity to go to NXT, he jumped on it. Like
What did he show up to
Why
Raw or
is this
something?
news? Like, why does anyone care?
Yeah, I don't hate the guy. I always thought he was
God
like
damn.
he's like this guy. He's fine, but you can't really be look. If you were in WWE, you were in AEW, you were on the main, you were in SmackDown, you were in the Royal Rumble, you were in AEW on pay-per-views. Then your next big step is to go to the developmental league. Like you can't act like this is some big giant like movement and like, wow, I'm really doing better for myself. I've been in wrestling for like 15 years and I finally signed I've been on the main roster. I've been on Royal Rumble. I've been on AEW pay-per-views and finally now I'm in NXT. I'm in the minor league, the developmental league.
That's not a very good progression.
He didn't learn to cut his hand, though, so at least he got something out of
He's
it.
like, I'm finally going to learn how to do this now.
Nah, look at Samoa Joe. He was the champion just a couple
Yeah, I know.
years ago, and now he's
and was it like good? I mean,
no,
like
that
I
sucked
mean,
too.
it was probably good TV, but and Spears probably won't even
He
be
relinquished the belt. That was just like kicking the nuts, like Joe and relinquishing the belt. Anyway,
Why are not the Acclaimed or the Gun Club in the tag tourney? Because they're both have 6-man belts. PW Insider recently covered speculation regarding the status of Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley's contract in TNA. According to their sources, they are indications that their contracts might be coming to an end. So I saw this on our group, and I think this was from last week, but it's been progressed. So I think they are leaving. And it was very peculiar because the guy was like, I don't see them going to AEW because tag teams aren't really a thing there. So I think they're going to WWE. And I was very dumbfounded by that. I'm like, what? Like, tag teams are way more of a part of AEW than, I mean, they literally just main evented the last show. It was, it was the tag team championships in the main event of the last pay-per-view.
Yeah. Darby Allin and Sting taking on
The Young Bucks.
Young Bucks, yeah.
Yeah. And the tag, for better or worse, maybe you don't like tags or whatever, but they've been presented as a bigger deal in AEW. They've main evented shows. So that was I didn't really understand that at all. So
the EVPs are a tag team that don't seem to ever want to break up. So.
Yeah, which I like. I like it when they keep. So anyway, and if they went to AEW, you have a lot of big matches. Motor City Machine Guns versus Young Bucks, FTR. I don't know if they would. I mean, if they went to WWE, I don't really see them being like a big deal. They might be on TV and have matches, but I don't think they'd be like make a big deal about them. Honestly, they'd probably be in NXT. And that's like a weird thing.
NXT.
You've been around like 20 years and now you're like in NXT.
Well, they do say Hunter is like bigger on tag teams than what Vince was. So if Hunter's going to be around to call the shots, who knows?
PW on this day in 2001, WCW taped the final episode of Thunder. Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett defeated Dustin Rhodes in a handicap match in the main event. What the fuck kind of match is that?
they probably handcuffed him to the ropes or something and beat him.
Seems bad. Any memories of the last Thunder? No, I don't. I don't really remember.
It's like something they do back then.
Thunder was a show that I don't think many people watch, and it's dying
No.
days.
I watched.
I
it,
like
but-
their logo. The purple.
Yeah, the Thunder logo was pretty cool.
gray.
Thunder in paradise, messing
Now,
with
that was
kids
a-
like rolling the dice.
That was a show that I think everybody watched.
Oh,
It's like, hell yeah, Thunder in Paradise.
On this day, why didn't they ever make the Thunder in Paradise the movie?
They
I
should
thought
have.
that was a movie.
No.
Was that a movie?
Recently, Hogan said that he was originally gonna, but he turned down the role of being the lead of Highlander. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
believe any of this story.
He was a
No,
Hogan.
I don't think you can believe anything he says.
He's Scottish, right? Hogan.
There can be only when he is the immortal Hulk Hogan.
He's Italian, I
works.
think.
He's
Hosea.
7 feet tall, man.
Do-do-do-do.
Well, Christopher Lambert is from he's from France, isn't he? So
Can you
That's
imagine
kind of a
that
strange
movie
show.
with Hogan in the lead?
no.
No,
It would
I cut
suck.
off my own head.
On this day, 20 years ago, the APA is over after losing their tag titles match. But Paul Heyman only fires Farouk. Mr. Bradshaw, you should know I think very highly of you, teases Heyman. And JBL was born. Any memories of this? Actually, absolutely. I was never a big JBL fan until he became JBL.
Yeah.
And that was a character he really fit. And he went all in with that. He was given the big platform and really ran with it. That was really good TV. It was really good stuff.
Did he do anything good as just Bradshaw? Like, I don't think he ever did anything.
No,
good.
the APA did like fun stuff like sitting in the back, but like their
Yeah.
matches were them just kind of coming out and beating people up. And not,
And that was it.
I think with his move set with that character too, though, like was great contrast.
yeah, because
like,
he's a
he
big bully.
kicked ass.
Yeah,
But
and
then he was like a prissy.
yeah, and he's kind of like a
millionaire.
Ted DiBiase guy, not like a
Yeah.
really good wrestler. So it's interesting. But I liked that a lot. I thought that was and it just came out of nowhere,
Oh,
and that could have like really failed because sometimes when someone gets like a total new gimmick, like it's a failure, but it really worked.
it was so close to George W. Bush. It was like funny. to
Yeah, and
me.
his stuff with Eddie was great. Him and Eddie.
Yeah.
On this day, 10 years ago, Kane tries to punish Jerry Lawler. Boy, they must have both been pretty old only 10 years ago, though. Accusing him of
Probably
being
need to
behind,
watch that Christmas tree match.
accusing
The
him
Christmas
of being behind
creature.
Occupy
Yeah.
Raw. I don't remember this.
No, I don't remember this.
Creature.
You know you're guilty, King. JBL judges before showing. Oh, this is when they had the judge. JBL's the judge. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember this. I
How
don't
the
know.
fuck does how do you
No.
remember such a random fucking?
I like the foot gimmick in like the Bret Hart with the King matches. That was
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
favorites.
Like-
The King didn't wash his feet for like 2 months,
Dude.
so he could stick it in Bret Hitman Hart's face. Or
Yeah, the kiss my foot match.
something. Still gets me, man. It's great.
So how's that get you going, Mister?
No.
Might get Bruce going.
Man, you should make it smelly, Jack. Make it
Whoa.
smelly.
I'm gonna
Rub
rub
like
it.
stink bait on it in between
Dang.
the toes.
Jeez, he got all the ideas for that foot.
I grew up on the coast. I know about
What's that
baits.
got to do with stinky feet?
Well, did you grow up beside Tony Atlas or something?
Ah,
Man, you know Vince always loved Tony. You think? I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on there. Rico made his WWF debut on SmackDown on this day in 2002. What
Oh
are your
my
favorite
God,
memories of Rico?
a Rico question.
What was
I
his
think
name
I've said it
before Rico?
before. I think I've said it before. There's a guy. I went to a house show for WWE, and everybody was like booing Rico when he came out, and like one guy kind of cheered for Rico, and like Rico pointed at him, and like this dude in the audience was like, "Oh, big deal! You got one guy who likes you," and I thought that was pretty funny. But outside of that,
your favorite memory of Rico.
that's my favorite memory of Rico.
Man, that was 2002. I thought we were doing the show when he was. Oh yeah, we were doing the show. No, we weren't. We were doing the show 2000.
I don't think we were
thought
doing it
doing
when
the
Rico.
show when Rico debuted, but apparently not.
No.
He was Billy and Chuck's hairstylist, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But apparently he was like a real like cop and
Yeah.
for like Las Vegas, I think.
Uh,
Hello,
I
Kitty.
watched a documentary about
Hello, Kitty.
it.
Pepe says he has a foot-shaped pussy.
Whoa.
Pocket. Oh, they make one. I don't mean he has.
Oh, I don't know if that's what you want to just put up in the chat room.
Admit of the radio.
There could be only one, brother. He just
Brother.
comes out. This immortality don't work for me, brother.
Him and Sean Connery discussing scenes together.
The acting. I mean, it's honestly kind of bad
That'd be
enough.
great.
Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery, but Hulk Hogan and Sean Connery were acting together. That's something.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Sean Connery would probably just like fuck with him hardcore.
He's like, I finally met my acting equal, Hulk Hogan. I wonder if Hogan was ever going to be the new Bond at some point.
That would be
I'm sure he'll make that one up soon. Don't give him any ideas.
On this day,
to do something with his hair.
Yeah, well,
It's
we
a
can
fucked
have a
up
blonde
mess.
James Bond. Why not?
He did
That's
do
when Hogan
something
goes
with
bald,
Red
when they
Rocket.
give him Bond.
I want to see that Hulk Hogan is Bond.
Double O,
Get that
brother.
stud, brother.
On this day in 2001, WCW last pay-per-view greed took place. I'm sure he's told us this before, but anyway. And Kid Romero and Elix Skipper defeated Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio to become the first ever WCW Cruiserweight Tag Champions. Any memories of this?
Yeah.
I
It does
mean,
feel like
like-
deja vu.
Yeah, I remember it, but
I think
very good.
probably my best memory of this is when Nikhil asked me the question about do I have any memories of it? And
Whatever happened to Kid? I thought he was Kid Romeo, not Romero. I think it was Kid Romeo. Whatever happened to Kid Romeo?
I don't know. That's one dude you didn't hear much from after
No. If you're out there, Kid Romeo, contact us. We need to get the big Kid Romeo interview.
that. Mm-hmm.
The Gentleman is a television series created by Guy Ritchie for Netflix. It is a spin-off of Ritchie's 2019 film of the same name. Have you seen it?
No.
Nope. I've actually heard it's good, though, honestly. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie is.
Aaron Taylor
I
Johnson.
kind of tuned out on Guy Ritchie when he got married to Madonna. Like,
Dang.
kinda,
You hate
That's when I
married
got
Kinda
men?
more
made-
interested in him.
You're like, I like single men. Yeah.
no,
Does
it
he
was,
smell like-
just kind of like he married Madonna. Screw this guy.
Dang.
Then Madonna started getting grills and stuff after that. Man,
Yeah.
she's weird.
Like he seemed like the new like hip thing, you know. Like you gotta
well,
see
just
the
like
new Guy
Madonna.
Ritchie.
Like
Huh?
Madonna,
Just
like,
like Madonna, she's the new hip.
Yeah, it just made him seem like kind of lame when he did that.
You got that new hip replacement.
Are you just jealous?
yeah.
You're jelly over the Madonna.
No,
Aaron Taylor Johnson is looking like the new James Bond. My favorite film of his is Kick-Ass. I don't even know who that is.
yeah, I'm not
That's a pretty
familiar
good
with the
movie.
dude. I've seen him though, but I don't
I've
know
heard
him.
of Kick-Ass.
Like
But I really
the
didn't know the
kids that
last
are like
guy.
superheroes. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
No, they
I didn't
call
really
me
know the last guy
Superman.
till he became Bond either. So that doesn't
Isn't
really
like
mean
John Wick James Bond now?
Oh, he's in Craven. I'm not really familiar with him, so I can't really say my favorite movie because I really don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know him that well. Daniel Craig, I didn't know that well either. Like you
Yeah,
said.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't know. So if
Mhm.
you would have said this guy's the new Bond, I'd be like, who's that? But he's actually my personal favorite Bonds. On this week's SmackDown, 2 ladder match qualifiers. Who will win? Hell, you got to tell me who they are. Oh, here you.
The guy who climbs the ladder first.
AOP versus the Street Profits.
AOP versus Street Profits. I'll go AOP.
I'll say Street Profits. And Theory and Waller versus the Good Brothers. Oh, God.
Theory and Lawler.
Yeah, fuck the Good Brothers. I didn't know they were around.
Yeah, they're still around.
The last SmackDown team to qualify for the ladder match will be either Humberto Angel Garza or Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. Who will win?
That's one name I don't think they should have took back. I mean, is Pete Dunne such a great name? I mean, I thought Butch had a better
Butch is not a good name.
It's not great, but I mean, it's something.
I wonder if he's related to Steve.
Would you rather be Pete Dunne?
I don't know. I'd rather not just be
Pete
Butch.
Dunne.
I mean, you're like the Bushwhackers or something.
You're
How about
making
Butch
Pete-
Dunne? Give him a
Pete
last name.
Dunne.
anyway.
I mean, he
Dune
could have came up
2.
with something else like anything's better than Pete Dunne. Give him a better last name for Butch.
Yeah, Butch ass kicker.
Butch.
Butch foot up your ass. Butch McAss kicking.
Butch Skullbreaker.
Yeah,
Butch.
Butch skull fucker.
I don't think they can put that on TV.
Christian Calero, also known as Lexar. WWE YouTube channel. We did this one already. Lexar, Logan Paul's energy drink company Prime has signed a new deal with WWE. This is all nothing against you, Lexar, but I don't understand why people care so much about stuff like this. Like, do I care in the least that Logan Paul's energy drink signed a deal and their logo is going to be on the canvas? No.
I just worry about people slipping on the logo because sometimes the stuff
I
is
think
slippery.
the thing is, I grew up watching, boxing and MMA,
Yeah.
and so this was not like this is just the normal thing. So it doesn't.
I've seen people like tweak their knees because they've slipped on those before, though.
Didn't WCW have a logo in the center of the ring?
Yeah, big WCW.
Like they never had like a Slim Jim or anything like that, or
I don't know. I don't know why anyone cares about this stuff. Besides, I understand like you don't want people to get hurt, but the idea of just like, I actually heard like Bischoff was all excited like about they signed like a deal with like a vodka company and like they put a vodka logo on Cody Rhodes' bus, and I was like okay, like why would anyone be excited about that?
Eric Bischoff's like, I've been watching him.
Am I getting a cut of the money of it? Am I a big mark for Cody Rhodes' bus having a logo on it? I don't give a shit. Why would anyone care unless you're Cody Rhodes or the vodka company?
He gets a boner for money, I think. That's what Eric Bischoff likes. Ooh, they have
TNA
money.
has technical difficulties during the Sacrifice pay-per-view last Friday. Are you surprised? No.
Yes, I'm surprised. Didn't you see my
Even
face when I just found out about it?
or what? Like, did the lights go off? Like, what happened?
What was the technical difficulties?
WWE has announced superstars for the world of at WrestleMania convention on Thursday. Cody Rhodes, Friday Seth freaking Rollins, Saturday Charlotte Flair, Sunday CM Punk, and Monday's Bianca Belair. Are you intrigued? Nope.
Nope.
I mean, that's cool if you're there. If you're not, I mean, why would I give a shit? Has any of Jack's photos have ever been photoshopped? No, nothing.
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
photoshopped anything. Obviously, yes. We photoshopped. You don't think Intra and I like cut our heads off and put them on the rockers and stuff?
That wasn't us.
We didn't get all jacked and you know, pretend to be LOD or something.
Oh, what a rush.
Are you tired? Lexar, you asked. Look, I try to be nice to you, but you really asked like the most shit questions I've ever seen.
Are you tired?
I thought that was very considerate of him, Jack. I am a little tired.
Are
Thank
you
you,
tired
Lexar.
and are you intrigued by your tiredness?
I'm probably more hungry than anything. So yeah.
I got some.
You made me hungry with all those burgers.
I know, yeah. Intra's always seeing me licking his lips. He's like,
Hey, your head's like a cheeseburger. And I'm like,
the head of my penis.
Are you thinking of protein right now?
no.
What? Lexar has a question for Bruce. Bruce's Ghost favorite video game from the Angry Video Game Nerd.
I don't know, the one that he like diarrhea's all over.
What the hell?
If you would like know the video game nerd, he I
Wasn't
don't
that
know.
like the Bugs Bunny one or something like that?
Yeah. There's one with Bugs Bunny where he poops and then he poops upwards, but he does with one with Lloyd Kaufman too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Lloyd Kaufman shits diarrhea all over a video game. His Toxic Avenger video game. And
I don't
he's
wanna
like
watch
talking
people
while he's
shit.
shitting. It's like
Do they
It's
show
really
the shit?
loose batter.
No, it's like
Really
WWE
loose brownie
shit.
batter.
What is it with Bruce
God.
diarrhea and pooping?
Out of
I
a
don't.
super
I don't
soaker.
approve of the waste of the brownie batter.
Well, you can make brownies after it comes out of his butthole.
Ew.
You'd have to scrape it up off the ground and out of a case
Waste
of
one,
like
waste not
a
one.
video
none.
game. Just like
Mhm.
kind of dump it. It's pretty
They're killing
entertaining
little
for
bits of
those
my
parts, but
soul.
Lexar says, I haven't gotten laid in years. What kind of advice can you give me to get me laid?
oh man, can't help you,
Mhm.
man.
Here, find you a whorehouse, and save up the money, and go there.
That's
Yeah.
the easy
Fuck
way.
strip
If you
club.
just want to get laid, yeah.
You're
Save
not
your
gonna
money,
get laid
fly
at
to
the
Las
strip-
Vegas.
I say find yourself a nice young lady. Court her.
That's great.
I think you gotta be very.
Wedding,
You gotta.
marriage.
You gotta spell it all out for Lexar. You can't just say court her. He might take it.
Nah, you gotta give a girl.
Speaking of
Be
the
like,
people's court,
you want to go out to lunch and be like, hey, I have my number on a piece of paper here,
yeah,
and
take
then
her out-
then walk away. Walk
Take
away
her
as
out-
fast as you can.
take her out for some Chick-fil-A.
Don't fuck it up.
Get her a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Buy her some I don't know. Buy her a bagel. and
Don't
then,
talk about your mom or the
hide-
view.
hide the ring and the
Don't be
cream
yourself.
cheese. Get married, and then on your wedding night, like the Lord intended, you can consummate the marriage.
Check her ID first.
Lexar, how do you deal with internet trolls?
Block.
Block.
Block them. Kick them out.
Sorry.
I do think sometimes it's karma for my. People might not know this, but I used to be kind of a troll back in the day.
No.
I think I'm just getting
Not
back
you.
to karma.
Unless you can derive some kind of entertainment factor for that troll, like the whole quintessential laugh with you, not at these things. If you can't do it, just ban them.
Exactly.
I usually report them and then block them.
If you're gonna troll,
Mm.
be entertaining and not be like super mean spirited. Is my thing. I don't mind an entertaining troll who's a little like kind of having fun and not just be like. Pepe Potit says Lexar
Yeah.
needs a pocket pussy.
I mean,
Dave
Flesh
Deadman
line.
says Lexar, show her your junk and ask if she's intrigued.
A New Jersey man was arrested after showing his penis and asking the lady if she was intrigued.
Pepe says, "Don't tell her you freaking strip clubs," but he'd probably be asking a stripper. So
For your joke.
I can see that news report now.
is the
Ask her what
idea?
her favorite memories of penis.
What the fuck is the idea of red and blue schemes in wrestling? Come from the Bloods and Crips or Republican Democrats? What?
yes.
North Daniels and
gee.
South Daniels.
Like red and blue is pretty commonly used colors. I mean,
I mean, yeah, it's two of the primary colors. That and those two in yellow. Lexar, thoughts on the new AEW logo and set? When I saw it online, I didn't know what to think, but it looks fine. This kind of stuff really is kind of meaningless to me for the overall show. Like once you see it, it's cool, but like it doesn't really affect if the show's good or not.
yeah, I like it. All right.
Yeah, I like the two tunnels. Looks good. I like it. AEW is doing LED barricade boards and LED boards for two sides of the ring, just like WWE. Is this too much? Why is that too much?
No, it's fine. I like it.
I noticed what was really excellent about it is it was a really fast turnaround from Dynamite to Rampage because they didn't have to come out and take down the ring apron and put up the Rampage apron and just flip to Rampage.
Makes sense.
Lexar, when was the last time you've been in a court?
Like I've never been in court.
It's been a while. I've been on jury duty twice. Only once did it go to court, though. Well, it went to court, but I was actually kicked off the one. But the other one, I was not kicked off. They just didn't put me in. But the oh no, just once. Just the one time we were in court, and I was the is it the chairman, the guy who actually stands up guilty or not, whatever. So yeah, it was a lot. The other time I was at jury duty, they sent everyone home because there was no cases.
God, that would suck if like I'm getting put away for years and I look and it's Neil Jones just standing there. He's like, guilty, Your Honor.
They're like, but sir, this trial hasn't even started yet.
I can tell by looking in his eyes.
I can just tell. Guilty.
I know I've told this before, but I was in my early 20s before we were doing the show, and I was on court duty, and I was I think it's called is it the chairman? It's not chairman.
Foreman.
The foreman. Yeah.
Foreman.
What he
And
said.
so
yeah.
It was a young black guy who was on trial.
He
'Cause
committed
this
it.
white girl said that he threatened to murder her because he was texting with her, and he wrote in 911, which he was saying was like to get back to him quick. And And so it's supposed to be a jury of your peers, and I was there, and it was literally all white. There was no black people on the jury, and it was a young white girl and a young black guy. And I thought that, I thought he was innocent, but I was sitting there. So it was me in my 20s, one other girl was probably in her 20s, and all the rest were these old white people in like their 60s. And I was like, they're gonna think he's guilty, and then I'm gonna be here forever because like I'm not gonna say he's guilty, and you have to, and I'm like, this is gonna suck. And I was very surprised. We all put in our anonymous thing and read them, and everyone thought he was innocent. So they're not guilty.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, and then he killed her the next day. No, I'm just kidding.
OJ.
Whoops.
I'm just kidding. Oh, and I was actually, this was in high school. I was a witness to my neighbor at the time. I went to high school with him. It was a girl and a guy, and they had a little kid together. And I heard someone at the door scream. Well, first of all, I did think it was cats fighting. It was very high pitch, and the guy was attacking the girl. I left her in the house. She called the police. They came and got her, and she was all upset because their son, I think it was her son, was in the house. The next day I went outside and I found her hair in my driveway because he ripped her hair out of the roots of her head. God. I called the police. They came over and did not seem to give two shits.
That's crazy.
Which I thought was very strange. And I went to court several times about it. But she actually took her kid and went back to Mississippi. And so she never showed up for court. And so, but what was very awkward for me, I was in class. The kid was a big basketball player, and him and like the jock guys would talk to me and try to get me to be like, that bitch is just making this stuff up, blah, blah, and was basically trying to get me to not say anything happened. But she never showed up, so I didn't have to.
That's crazy.
I didn't have to take the stand.
Wow. Sam was just kind of gangster, man. Mean streets.
And so I said I survived the mean streets of Cape Cod. Incher doesn't believe me. Let's see.
Well, I was told if you don't sign up for register to vote, you won't be called in for jury duty.
Yeah, I registered to vote when I was 18.
Yeah. And so far that has worked, knock on wood. Although that's not the only reason.
I've been called many times, but only was actually on the jury that once.
Or if you renew your license.
Weird. No.
If you renew your license,
is that civil service? Yeah. Is that what that is?
Well, I do renew my.
Yeah, but my mom, I don't think my mom's registered to vote, and she gets called to jury duty a lot. So.
Oh, really? So that ain't true then.
Probably just lucky.
Put your name on a list. You're gonna have to do it.
Nope.
I'm joking. I skipped it because I moved to a different county once.
Jury duty's not fun. Very boring.
Oh,
no, it's not. It's not at all. It's totally not fun.
I was like, if I move to another state or another county just now, do I have to go in? And they were like, no. It's like, yeah.
The last time it was during the pandemic, and they just didn't do it. Like, I think they did all virtual trials. A lot of that stuff that during the pandemic that they did all virtually and stuff, a lot of it, I think, it proved you don't really need to have all this stuff going on. You just do it online and not worry about it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Good Lord. What's your favorite sponsor in wrestling history? Well, I guess Slim Jim. I like the Macho Man Slim Jim ads.
I always like Snickers for Halloween Havoc. They always had Snickers. Always thought that was kind of a neat logo.
Sábado Gigante Football Imas.
Has there been any other sponsors? That's not really.
Like I used to think Mean Gene was the Micro Machine guy.
Skittles.
Kid.
Soy.
Yeah.
Soy.
They're
I
really
like
annoying,
that
those Skittles
the
ads.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and it made a match for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, then they did like a what was the zombie one for? Like a Mountain Dew or something.
Oh yeah, that was the zombie one was
Most of that really sucked. They never had a Slim Jim match. Slim Jim,
Yeah,
they're not
that's true.
assholes. They're like, you got to do a Slim Jim match and make a mockery of your show.
I remember the Mr. Perfect like ravioli ones.
Oh yeah, those
They're
are
like on the
pretty fun.
beach.
Yeah.
The
Limbo.
perfect food.
Yeah.
How about the Ric Flair energy drink?
Eat it cold straight out of the can. That's
I looked
it's
for
like a
the
tamale
energy drink.
almost.
I couldn't
Yeah, I
find
did
it.
too. I've never. If I find it, I'll drink it. But for my sake, you can't even buy it anywhere. You have to send for it. And who wants to
Yeah.
send for like drinks and then pay all the shipping?
Sent for what?
That sucks.
Energy drinks.
Yeah, if you got an energy drink, you gotta have it in a store somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to pay shipping for drinks.
No, no. How many smart TVs do you have? Lexar loves his smart TV. You're the only one who has one, Lexar. Nobody else. No, everyone else has old school CRT. You are the master of the smart TV.
I think 2 that I actually own. So, 2.
I have a 2006 LG TV too. It's flat screen.
Has Jack played the Mega Millions? I played it. I mean, it's not
I
like
played
it's
it
really
the other
exciting.
night.
You just buy a ticket and you look
Yeah.
at the numbers. Jonathan Jackson, who has the best camel toe? No, who has the best camel clutch? And why would you rather be humbled by them than all the others? It's hard to beat Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Plus, it would be good. It would be a good
Paul
story to
Orndorff
tell
had a
everybody
good
you were humbled by the Iron Sheik. If you told people you were humbled by Miro, they'd be like, "Ooh." But if you're like, "I was humbled by the Iron Sheik," they're like, "Oh, that's pretty badass."
And wasn't it Gory Guerrero who came up with the iron
believe.
clutch, like the first one?
I love you, Luddite, but you don't need to call in and fall asleep. It's that story. Oh my god. Tony Oberstar, would Incher jerk off Michael Hayes for a slice of pumpkin pie?
No. What kind of question was that?
Pumpkin pie's
You must
good.
think you really like pumpkin pie.
I could just go to the store and buy me a pumpkin pie. More than just a slice. I mean,
Like, sir, you know what you need to do to buy this.
they deny me at the register. They're like, you cannot have pumpkin pie unless. It's like, you're in on it too. Oh, no.
Jason Mitten actually asked the camel. Oh, no. He did. Oh, wait. Oh, that was Jackson. Mitten asked who has the best camel toe.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if anyone's really noticeable in wrestling. I'm sure there are, but none's coming to mind.
There's a lot of moose
AJ
knuckles
Lee.
going on. Yeah.
Tony Oberstar, which member of the Headyverse would you want to give you a circumcision?
I have a shit.
Do we have any doctors?
I have like 2
Paul
right
Heyman.
here, and like these are real ones. Like
I don't know if I'm about.
I got a sword here.
Paul Heyman's
Can't
Jewish
give a
anyway.
circumcision.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got like one of these ones. Got the scissors.
Colt Cabana.
I think it's me.
Man, it would really make Bruce's day. Incher.
Just go put it right in the middle there, right in the middle, and I'll go.
I'm already circumcised, so I can't do it. But Incher, are you?
Yeah, I'm already circumcised. Sorry, Bruce.
No.
You ain't got just a little bit on the end that I can take off? Just a little bit?
Yeah, boo, yeah.
Everybody has snip skin.
How about you, Bruce? Are you cut?
Ah. I don't know. I don't know. I
You
just
don't
don't look down
know.
there.
What are
You don't
lecturing? You
know.
don't
Stuff just falls out, and I'm like, oh, I'm done.
know.
What?
He's like a tentacle or something.
That'd be sweet.
Like some kind of hentai. or
Tentacles have their own brain. Those are
something?
cool.
Brian
No.
Matthew Qatar. Now that Lexar has been intrigued by his smart TV, what other 15-year-old technology should Eddie first introduce to him? Question of the night.
Get him some good old Vic 20. Commodore 64.
Maybe we could introduce him to like a GPS or something.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fax
cool.
machines rule.
Jack,
Motorola.
do you have Google Maps on your phone?
Yeah.
What do you mean my MySpace account?
We'll introduce him to Candy Crush.
We get him like a full Xerox machine. You could just like Xerox his cock all day.
Sit on it.
Should we
Yeah,
get him a
break it.
3D printer or something so he
Damn,
can
my
like?
brother got a 3D printer.
Did he? Sweet.
Sweet Caroline. Bum,
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 bum.
bum.
A good times never felt so good.
And
I've been inclined.
To believe they never would now.
Doo-doo-doo.
do you want to hear something weird?
You want to hear something?
Bruce,
weird?
you never say anything weird. Let's hear it.
So there's some German people who I talk to online sometimes because my family's German and we do genealogy stuff. But anyway, so they've been talking to me and I translate my words back.
I'm
And
German.
but then there's like Crystal Diamond and then there's Neil Diamond who are trying to contact me on Telegram.
Mhm.
Crystal Diamond with a Y, Diamond. And they're
Ooh.
trying to get me into the Illuminati. I probably
What?
shouldn't be saying this
Are you sure you're
online.
not like talking to Tazo or something?
No, they're Germans that are trying to contact me through like my actual people I kind of know.
Man, you should join up.
And I'm like,
Who's
Germans, get away from me. Quit trying to
Who's your
get me to the
favorite group that's
Illuminati.
trying to abduct you?
I'm a Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Illuminati's kind of fucking.
Yeah. that's
Aliens
pretty
weren't
bad.
so bad. They're kind of nice.
Yeah, Inch is all about getting anally probed.
E.T.'s big
They
finger.
kind of sounded like this guy, no, like you. Was that you?
Maybe I'm part alien. What if I did the ancestry and it was like you're 27% alien?
All right, turn around.
That's where my anal probing from my alien side of the family. Lexar, WWE superstars are reportedly not happy with The Rock promos.
Get over it.
Yeah, get over it, bitch.
He's more entertaining than you. Sorry.
Well, do I want to hear The Rock or Ivar? I don't know. Gee. Let me think about it.
Want to hear L.A. Knight doing The Rock.
Yeah, you want to hear LA Knight pretending to be The Rock. Mighty Lexar. Bailey was in attendance for Mercedes Monet AEW debut, and Matt Hardy was in attendance for Raw. Are you intrigued? This is good. I'm happy that wrestling seems to be past this. We've got to fire somebody if they're supporting their friend for the company. That's bullshit, and I'm glad that it seems like
Yeah.
neither company cares about this.
Mhm.
That's a good thing. And I've seen someone like they must be punished, and I really like what kind of just pathetic person would you be to be like they need to? You want to see people grown people punished for supporting their friend at the show?
Yeah, really.
Lots of superstars are added to WWE The World at WrestleMania convention. All of them cost $200. I guess, for an autograph. Are you intrigued? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'd find it hard to pay $200 for an autograph.
Yeah, I would not do that. The Motor City Machine Guns TNA con. We did this one. Who did Jack sit next to at AEW? Couples that make out periodically, kids that yell, or a bunch of marks? Actually, I sat next to my brother and the wall and the steps, but next to us were just some people watching wrestling, and God forbid they enjoy it.
Did they
How
sing?
dare they? How dare they come to a show and
Did they
enjoy it?
Did they belt out the lyrics to like some of the songs? They're like, like
Probably.
Destination. Oh yeah,
Everyone was really
Ruby.
loud chanting CEO.
That Ruby Snow.
The only thing that was
yeah.
weird about them, they all bought a bunch of food and they didn't eat most of it. And they just had it on their laps the whole show. And the food
That
was
is
insanely
strange.
expensive. So.
They just wanted to support the venue, I guess. It's
We
like
went-
they're like, I don't want the calories. I know I paid $15 for this slice of pizza, but
That's what it was. So we went out because after Nitro, after Dynamite, we're like, we need to get some drinks. So we went out, and Troy and I, we got 2 small Cokes. He got a Coke, I got a Coke Zero. 2 small sodas, $17.10. I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked up, and it was $12.99 for a hot dog. And it was just like a hot dog like you get at 7-Eleven, on the roll. And it's just like,
Oh man.
are you fucking serious? So these people had French fries and chicken tenders. I'm like, well, they probably spent like $80 and didn't even eat it.
It's strange.
You were gonna make Sting cry during his retirement match. My mom is showing only 1 or twice per week. Oh, my mom is showering. Sorry. Is this cause for? Why is he outing his mom?
damn.
No, I don't know. Does she stink? Does she?
Why is he observing how often his mother showers so much?
And then telling everyone he.
I'm only using my plastic bag 1 or 2 times a week now.
Like, how many cameras do you have in your restaurant?
Do they shower together maybe to save on like the hot water?
Maybe.
Oh, could be.
Not in a sexual way, just to lather each other up.
Yeah, they're head to feet. Don't get
Yeah.
weird ideas.
Exactly.
They wash each other's feet that way.
Damn, you're all about the feet over here, Bruce. You're really horned up over the feet tonight.
I guess.
I'm just teasing.
I'm more thinking about cheese than
What?
the feet and
Jeez.
jam and cheese.
Toe
Jam.
jam.
Toe jam.
Well, Alexa, our better show from last week, Ring of Honor or AEW? I didn't see Ring of Honor.
I haven't watched Ring of Honor.
Really?
Oh, you did. You were in the.
Oh, no.
You're in the crowd.
comparison. I mean, like, come on. Like Colt Cabana and the D&D guy versus the Dark Order. Oh, no, they wrestled Dark Order versus like 2 job guys. And Smart Mark Sterling versus Serpentico. I mean, come on, man. All right. Co said, he said, like, everyone's falling asleep here. Everyone earlier fell asleep. Bunch of losers.
Mm.
Wake up!
Oh,
Wake up!
God.
All right, well, that was good. Next week, we'll do the Headies.
Headies Awards.
Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm. Be good times.
Jack, I have a question for you.
All right.
You say you have the 3D printer, right?
Yeah, my brother does it.
Okay. Is there any resin that's more kind of bendy?
I don't know
More-
anything
more-
about it. I've not even seen it yet, so I don't know
There's a
anything
lot
about
of
it.
YouTube videos about those
Yeah.
different
I
filaments.
don't think he's really learned how to use it yet either. He
That's-
got it right after he
Oh.
retired, so he's gonna start looking into it. But he hasn't used it yet. I haven't even seen it, so I don't know anything about it.
Hercules.
I'm
trying to
interested,
get
though.
the flexible resin,
Oh,
the very
good.
flexible resin, so So they can make
Like
a little
that
muscle
drawing
man.
there,
Remember
Bruce.
Muscle Man?
Yeah, oh, yeah, and I love
Using
Muscle Man. I have a
crayons.
whole bunch of them.
Yeah, hold it up now.
They
Oh, that's
made
cool.
they made WWE ones coast. They're really cool. I have the set of them. They
Using
don't have a lot of
okay.
them. They have
marker.
Sergeant Slaughter, Andre Hogan, Iron Sheik.
I like it.
They're really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Here is Ronnie Garvin grabbing Greg Valentine's face.
That's a good question, though. I don't know if there's different types of. I think there must be because
I'm gonna try to sell him.
the former Kazarni, he makes his own the LJN, the big rubber guy, the wrestlers. And he makes them and he 3D prints them. So I assume they must be made out of that kind of rubbery material.
We got the flag going on.
Nice.
We got our hillbilly ashtray.
Unless he 3D prints them and makes a mold and then uses the rubber, I'm not really sure how he does.
That's how you use those.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta
guys
do
find
the
out. Tell me.
pinky. The jug.
Hell yeah.
Bruce has a Menard shirt on.
Yeah, my Nards.
Mhm.
I love Menards because in the like Midwest, have you guys ever seen the commercials or anything?
Oh yeah, I got a Menards here.
I don't know. I had no idea what it meant.
Yeah, there was this old guy who's like, save big money at Menards. And we always used to call it my Nards, like my nuts. So my Nard. I found this while I was riding my bicycle,
Uh-huh.
like on the ground.
So you just picked it up?
Yeah, and I washed it.
I actually on my walk today, I saw an Amazon package, like the envelope, and I think there was. I almost took it, and I was like, I don't know. Someone will see me, think I'm stealing the Amazon
Do
package.
that. It's karma, Jack. Karma will bite you in
No,
the
it
ass.
was laying along the side of the road though.
You should mail it back to
like
the sender.
brush, like it blew off the truck or something.
Yeah, that's what they say. It fell off the
And it
truck,
literally
Jack.
was.
That's what they all say, Jack. All that cocaine fell off the truck. I don't know how I got it.
You ever do any coke, Incher?
Like
Why didn't you ask
Coca-Cola?
me?
Well, you.
I
I mean,
used to,
you've
but I'm
probably done
allergic.
about everything. Is there any drugs you haven't done, Bruce?
I don't like aspirin. I hear
Oh,
it causes
draw the line
thin
at aspirin.
blood.
Coast, you're not a big druggie like Bruce here, are you?
It's made out of bark. I don't like eating bark.
I don't like dope.
Good man. 1 week from today is 5 years that I have not done the alcohols. And then last year I quit doing the cannabis.
Mhm.
So now I'm
Oh, no more cannabis?
straight edge boring bitch now.
Is that what you've always thought of me? He's the straight edge, boring bitch.
I do drink caffeine. Drink
Yeah.
a lot of coffee.
I use this vape here, but I don't use it anymore because I don't do anything anymore. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So now it's
I'm
just
not going to tell the law what I
definitely-
I
do.
wanted to smoke a cigar for my birthday this year, but I never did it. Liquid latex. What do you pour that over the Johnson?
No, I bought it one Halloween. It's just like latex.
I wanted to make actually a mold of my penis and send it to Incher. To open live
I
on.
have some kind of like hardening
Yeah,
latex
you
resin
don't,
shit.
I was gonna make a
you don't need to
candle
agree with that.
in the mold of my penis, and I was wondering what scent if there was a scented Jackie Jones candle. What scent should it be, Incher? What should it smell like? Like fresh brewed coffee and
Butterscotch.
Probably that shit coffee you got there.
maple syrup bacon.
What if it wasn't penis shaped? What if I sent you it was like a sculpture of me as a candle, like this? But I don't have. It's hard to see. I actually have a bar. Let me pull it. I have a Barlow bust here from
Mhm.
Salem's Lot, and it's actually a big candle. And
I have this. I have the upside down Jackie Jones. I have to paint the beard.
Oh,
this
sweet.
is a big. So if I made a candle like this of me,
Mhm.
this isn't scented, and I scented it, what would you imagine the scent of Jackie Jones be?
Probably like a clementine.
Well, currently I'm more of a
tiny
sumo
orange.
orange man. That's my favorite citrus fruit.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Sumo orange, and they're gonna be out. They're gonna be out of season pretty soon, which I'll
You
be.
told me clementine. You
Yeah, but I
can't just
moved
change
on.
it.
I moved
can't
on
change
to the
it.
sumo orange.
They have seasons.
Sumo orange. Yeah, they're not in season for a long time.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
mini olives are also pretty good, but they're a little tangier than the sumo orange. But they both are very, very juicy, and they both have nipples. I like citruses with nipples. You wear glasses?
You like my glasses?
I didn't know you wore glasses.
I just got them.
Are they? Do you really need them? Or you just got them to look smart?
I can tell I can see better. Like,
Oh, they're
I
reading glasses, or
I guess they're just seeing glasses. Like,
well, you should probably
like-
wear them, or else your
they're
eyesight will
Like
get worse.
prescription, or are they like just bifocal ones?
they're prescription. Yeah, got them at Lens Crafters. But I can like I don't think my vision's that bad, but like I can tell a difference whenever I put them on. Like I can see text a lot easier.
When we started the show, I wore glasses. I wore them since I was like 5 or 6. Then I had LASIK.
Do I
I
look
do have
smarter?
readers upstairs, so
Yes,
they cannot
no,
fix nearsightedness with.
maybe.
They're like if they're not
Smarter.
bifocals, are they not readers? Like,
Bifocals is for if you're both nearsighted and farsighted, and you have
Whoa.
so you do one to look far and one to read with.
see, these don't
I'm
have the
thinking-
little
Yeah.
thing.
I'm thinking more readers glasses that you could buy at a drugstore
Yeah, readers.
or prescription.
There must be for farsightedness if you need them to see like distance.
If you get them,
I can see far away like a lot easier. Like mainly at night
I
whenever I'm driving.
They probably would have told you if they were readers.
Yeah, I don't know. I got
Did
the
they
thing.
tell you anything, or just say take these dick?
Here, just take.
Did they
these.
give you a prescription with them, like a
Yeah.
note? Like, here's your prescription with your glasses, and get a big bottle with it. You can crack it open, and your glasses come out. Hell yeah! When I turned 40, I began
Digital
to not be able to
optical
read
measurements.
up close anymore, and it sucks. I think that's what happens to old
Yeah.
people.
You're
What's that?
when I this is a clay figure that of Jenny Spain from Dead Girl that she sent me. It's she's nude on it.
Hell yeah!
Is that a face on her stomach?
No, those are pubes.
Ooh.
Oh, that's even better. That's cool.
But
as
she's
hell.
I don't know if you've never seen Dead Girl. She's a zombie in the movie.
She has long flowing pubes.
She does because she's dead, so they grow
Oh, hell
because
yeah.
your pubes grow when you die.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything about like what I am.
You're a human being, and
Oh.
No, I'm aware of that.
But what were you
Single
saying about
vision.
eyeballs, Jack, and being old?
what was I talking about? Eyeballs.
Scratch resistant UV protection.
So when I had LASIK, it was because I had 20/60 vision with my glasses on and was like legally blind in the other eye. So I literally couldn't see the top line of the chart when they would show the thing. And she was like, "Can you see me?" And I was like, "Really?" It was like a blurb, honestly.
Oh my god.
And so I had the LASIK and went from that to 2015, which is actually better than 2020. 2020 is not perfect vision; it actually means normal vision.
I have
2015 is
2010 vision.
So that's even better. So But then they told me when you get older into your 40s, you're probably going to need readers because that cannot be fixed with LASIK. It couldn't have been at the time. I don't know, maybe it's changed. But at the time, you couldn't fix nearsightedness with LASIK. And so I do have a pair of readers upstairs that I use sometimes when I'm doing editing. But I don't need them to read too much. But I mostly listen to audiobooks probably. But anyway, they're upstairs. And when you get older, your eyesight, especially near vision, gets worse.
When I stand up, I feel like I'm taller though, because like the lens, like it makes me feel.
It makes you tall. It added 5 inches of height.
No, I know it's just an illusion, but it feels like I'm taller.
I got some inches for you here.
Let's just get out of here.
According to science, you gain 1 inch of penis length for every 30 pounds you lose. And I lost 180 pounds. So you do.
Wow.
5.
Boom, Incher. Bah! And so this is a true story, Incher, not like the bullshit you say. We were at the movies, my brother and I. I go to the bathroom. I did number 2, so I had to sit down. And it was weird because my junk hits hits the cold water. And I was like, whoa, that's so weird. They must have really high water here. And I told my brother that when we were leaving. And he was like, no, it's because your junk is bigger now because you lost so much weight. And so I looked that up, and that is a scientific thing.
Yeah.
Also, good cholesterol is good for the girth and for the erection because it helps your blood flow.
Are we really having this conversation?
Stay away from
I
shellfish.
studied this.
Like,
I lost a lot of weight.
I think only porn stars have this conversation.
There is a lot of truth to this.
Yeah, eat guava.
And doing a lot of cardio that I've done has really helped my endurance.
The next
Edge a lot every day.
Now
Is your HDL high as well?
Next time me and Incher meet, it's going to be all new experience in the hotel room, Incher.
It's those damn aliens.
I can hear random music all of a sudden.
I was abducted again.
How come I got abducted every time I shared a hotel room with Jack? And I wonder why Incher won't share hotel rooms with me.
Mm-hmm.
You would now, though, wouldn't you? Hotels are a lot more expensive than they used to be. We'd save some cash, Incher.
This is him trying to talk me into it.
Like it's very expensive too.
You're like, how come there's only one bed? Oh, we save money that way. All right. Enough of this nonsense. Let's get out of here. Next week we'll be back. We're going to do the Headies. People not aware of the Headies. It's our year-end awards. And people are like, it's a fucking March. Well, you know what? The first several years of the Headies were historically done in April because it was our anniversary. So then, not that long ago, we changed it to just doing it the first of the year. So you assholes yelling at me, Lexar, about not doing the Headies right away. We're actually kind of going more back to the roots of In Your Head.
Bam. Going back to our roots.
Exactly. So the Headies coming up. Be a fun time. If you haven't voted, vote. Do it! And we'll be back next week. A big shout out to El Santos World, Brian Matthew Cluttar, and Coast LPA, who I still did not change the name. I just noticed. I'm sorry for the spelling. I'll change that next week.
I figured you were busy with things.
I was. In my defense, I'll be very busy this weekend too. I'll be going to Boston Underground Film Festival. Annabelle and I. That'll be fun. It's actually starting tonight, but we'll be going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. People in the Boston area. It's in Cambridge. It's a good time. Lots of independent films. What I was always upset about, Incher, I've been to Boston Underground Film Festival many times. When they accepted my short film Umbilicus Desidero, it was 10 days before the event, and this little thing came about called COVID. And so it was canceled, and unfortunately, I did not get to see my film and my short movie in front of an audience.
That sucks.
It did. But anyway, shout out to, I did get to see it other places, but it would have been cool to see it with the local audience, people who knew me. Steven Simmons, our Hall of Famer, Mikey B, Vic Schiavone, The Geek Getaway, Tech Dingoes. You're all good folks. And all the Headyverse members, Baby Snake Assmaster, Dave
Good
Deadman, Anastasio Theodosiadius, Tech Dingoes, Craig Jolly, and Stephen Butler. So if you'd like to help support the show, join the Headyverse or Venmo at Headyverse. And it does cost a lot to keep the show running, do the live shows, so that would be appreciated. And we will talk to you next week. Until then,
Bye-bye.
the balcony is closed. I'm trying to find
Close the balcony. Close the balcony.
How come I can't find the outro? Oh, here we go.
Close the balcony.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
Oh my God! Baby Snake Assmaster is going up in flames.
Yeah. I love this part.
Hell yeah! This is the post credits, like an MCU movie. And
Yes.
if you're a horror movie fan, you could check out Without Your Head tomorrow night. We will have the cast and crew of I forget the name of the movie, but it's a horror movie. It's not actually made, but we're going to talk about the crowdfunder. And we'll also have Larry Fessenden, who's an amazing horror creator, one of my favorite directors. We'll be on the show to talk about his new Wolfman movie, Blackout. That'll be a good time.
I didn't know you had these on Saturday. That caught me completely by surprise.
Yeah, not always. It's just every once in a while if I have a bunch of guests. And so we did one Saturday. That was really fun. We won't this weekend because we're going to be at Boston Underground Film Festival. But Annabelle and I will probably be doing some live streaming at some point from Boston Underground Film Festival. So subscribe to Without Your Head. Hit that icon and you'll get a notification when we go live. It'll be fun. I'm bringing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game, and hopefully we'll live stream us playing it for the first time. Last time we did live stream gaming, Coast was there because I accidentally live streamed it in your head. I didn't realize that. And and we were playing Poop Shoot.
Poop Shoot. Poop.
If you want to watch Annabelle and I throwing little turds around the hotel room, and who doesn't want to see that, you can check out that video.
That sounds crazy, but it's actually fun. You should check it out.
It was very fun. It was a much more fun game than I realized. All right. Bruce, I love the mask.
Thank you. Yeah.
What were
I
you
like your
hoping
hatchets
for?
too. They're awesome.
Those are made by Pepe Petit. Handmade by Pepe Petit.
Juggalo.
Good night, everyone. See you, John Ready.
Yeah,
Are you ready for John Ready? See you coast to coast, LPA. You're a good man. He's hiding off in the background because he doesn't want to be seen with the likes of us. But we'll be back.
No, I'm comfortable, and I have my gaming chair, and it's really comfortable. You know, yeah.
It's good to see all of you guys, and we'll see you all next week.
Take care.
Yep, be here. Yep.
Could possible rookie of the year over here, coast to coast. I don't want to influence the vote, but who knows? All right, see you.